The RM of Rosedale is located to the north and west of Neepawa, stretching west to Franklin and north to Kelwood. The total land area is 865 square kilometers, divided into 6 wards, each with its own member of council. This month, the RM of Rosedale again revisited the Great Culvert debate. In consultation with residents, they learned residents are firm in their belief that these services are a municipal duty, even if the cost is reflected in taxes. As the municipality is in a tight financial situation this year, that makes the immediate decision whether or not to provide and/or install culverts on private access roads easier. But next year's budget would need to reflect their commitment to going forward if that is the decision that is ultimately made. At the moment, Council is looking into how this is being handled in other municipalities across the province to help inform their decision. Another significant conversation was around missing signage in the municipality. Recently, there was an emergency situation where EMS were unable to locate a vehicle rollover due to missing road signage. Signs go missing for several reasons, including damage, theft, and temporary relocation for the passage of large equipment. And as well, there have been some problems with sun fading on several road signs. Council will have Public Works do a grid search on all municipal roads to identify where signs are completely missing as well as where signs are still present nearby but not in place, and make a plan for repair and replacement once they have that information. Also discussed were new funding sources for municipal projects, appeals to 2025 assessments, and revision of the table for property tax discounts on prepayments. Following is the RM of Rosedale's October meeting in its entirety.
10 o'clock a.m. with Reed Carl Suzik as chair. Do I have a mover? Burton. Seconder? Sure. All in favor? Carried.
So before this gets passed, we're bringing the agenda now. I think one of the councilors would like to add something to the agenda.
One item to add.
Oh, okay, yeah.
We'll do this now. So everybody's got to agree to add it though?
Yeah.
Like it has to be unanimous decision. Yeah. If you guys want to add it or not, or we can do it.
And I would like to add something to that.
Okay. So go ahead.
Okay, the item to agenda is DFA Site 18. There's still a bridge project need to be done, but recently I looked at, we're done there with the contractor looking at the material, what had to be done. I noticed on the south button wall, the top planking, there's at least 5 rows of planking, so I'll start the road away. So I contacted Greg McConnell, which is also in, since it's a boundary road, and he presented to his council as well. So we don't have any dollar figures what this repair cost could be or quotes on it yet. But what I'd like, from council's permission, since it's getting that time of year, as we gather the information together, we get the information to Melissa and she would send out an email. And we'd look for your consent on going ahead with the repair as needed, as information presented to you guys.
So this will be a shared cost with
Lads on Glen. Yes. Yeah. And they threw in some IDs back at us, so it's back and forth, so it's just in the preliminary stages.
Okay.
No dollar figures in, but to be honest, guys, Rich does need some work.
So I just wanted to add it to the agenda in case you guys want to discuss it later and pass some sort of resolution.
Everybody fine with it going on the agenda?
Yeah.
Okay.
And then go ahead.
Wanted to add an application under that new grant program for Manitoba Growth, Renewal and Opportunities for Municipalities Fund.
It's for like fire
trucks.
Oh, somebody shared that with me actually. Good bring it up.
I
Thanks.
mentioned it out last week.
Okay, perfect. Yeah.
Sorry, what was it? It's a grant program. What's it called, Jeff? Sorry.
Manitoba Growth, Renewal and Opportunities for Municipalities.
Did you share that with me? Or how did Brian maybe share that?
I had sent it to Melissa, so maybe she sent it to you.
Yeah, maybe she. Okay.
And The other one was the Spring Hill Community Well.
Okay. And what specifically on the street?
It's becoming a skunk den and a haven. I would like it torn down. But if you tear it down, it has to be capped. So it's not a straightforward thing. I just didn't know what the procedure was.
So if I just put Spring Hill Community Well past issues, and then you guys can discuss what they need to do with that. And then I guess everybody needs to agree if they want the new grant program on there, and then the Spring Hill Community Well past issues added.
Any disagreements? No? Okay.
That's everything, Jeff?
As long as there's some open time, because I have a comment that's not a motion or an
Yeah,
agenda.
fair.
Yeah.
That's what I'll take that one.
Be it resolved, regular council meeting agenda of October 21st, 2024 be approved as presented with the following amendments and additions. FDA Site 18 repairs that are to be required. Application for a new grant program to the Manitoba Growth and renewal.
Sorry for
and
my penmanship.
opportunities for municipalities, Spring Hill Community Well. Test issue. Do I have a mover?
I'll move it.
Seconder? All in favor? Carried.
Oh, that's for the mower. Big mower. It's one of the small wheels in the back. It's like a 14-ply tire.
Okay, be it resolved that the minutes of the regular meeting held September 13th, 2024, and the special meeting held October the 9th, 2024 be adopted into the curriculum. Do I have a move? Scott? Second there.
Sure.
Earl Burton. All in favor? Carried.
You said 15, so
Yeah, but then they had them all together.
it's all together.
Yeah. Tractor. There's no need of tractor.
Okay, financial statements, anybody like to look at them? Be it resolved that council agrees to adopt the September 2024 financial statement. Questions? Do I have a mover? Barbara Scott. Seconder? Or Dave Tudor? All in favor? Carried.
Sorry. This is the one that goes on in front of the farm. Swimmer. That's one straight towards in front.
Okay, be it approved, the council approves the accounts for the month and amounts as follows. September 2024, general, 134,876.54, and water, 3,940.28. Do I have a mover? Sure, Robert Scott seconds. All in favor? Carried.
Unfortunately, more than it's probably something that should have been in it, snake, just like those two tires. Coming to contact or something.
So I don't know if you want to 10:15, there's already coming to the video. But, we will still have to pass a resolution for torn down provisions because they entered into
Tennessee,
So my understanding is if we don't pass a resolution, then they have further actions that could be used afterwards.
But nobody's coming from.
But nobody's coming. So I don't know if you just wanna, we'll exit to the board of revisions and then you guys can review this appeal. And then we'll go back to the regular meetings and then pass the resolution. So these would have been the options that they would have come, but they entered into the bill. So the council would pass that they entered. So then it's finished.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
If you, I don't know if you want to explain that to the guys.
Yeah.
No, it should.
Yeah,
So this is for the,
we'll have to exit.
Oh, no,
Because
that
the
is-
council
right.
is the board of revisions.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
Ask it.
I can explain it.
Because I have a couple specific questions.
Rely on all.
Yeah, because I'm just trying to remember and I can't, so
It's a 19.
I'm gonna ask questions.
that the council of the rural municipality of Rosedale convenes at 10:15 a.m. to cite as the Board of Revisions to hear appeal regarding the 2025 assessment roll with Carl Swenson as chairman, Melissa McDonald as secretary to the board, and now no. No?
And no assessor.
Oh, and no assessor in attendance. Do I have a mover? Sure. Seconder. Ron Cross. All in favor? Carried.
Okay, so the council is the board of revisions. When we do our organizational meeting, we cite you guys as the board of revisions for appeals according to assessment. So because the folks, the ratepayers, have to apply for an appeal October 7th, they submitted their appeal to us, so they would miss their deadline. But in the background, they were working with assessment, Manitoba Assessment, to understand if they could come to an agreement instead of having to come to the council and present their case why they shouldn't have such a high assessment value. So my understanding is the Johnsons were working with the assessment branch. They have come to an agreement. Like early this morning, the documents were signed, so we haven't received them yet. But if we don't pass a resolution, there's further steps that the ratepayers can take. So in order to stop the appeal process, it's asked that council pass a resolution to say that they entered into an agreement with assessment branch on their assessment of their property. So all of you, I guess, won't know, but the Johnsons built a very, I think that a house out on a property valued at $700,000 to $800,000 or something. So they've got a bank assessment that I think they presented to the assessment branch, and then they've come up with an agreement on what the assessed value should actually be. Does anybody have questions?
Jeff?
The appeal that's right now for the board that's just for the 2024 taxes, right? Or are you allowed to go back and appeal 2023's?
So we were just issued the supplementary tax roll revisions for 2023 and 2024. So they built the property, and as of October 1st, they would have started paying taxes based on the new assessed value. So then we send them a letter to say, here's your new assessed value, because they wouldn't have got a tax bill in 23, and they didn't get a tax bill in 24 either. They just get a notice saying, here's what your taxes will be, and then in 2025, they will get an actual tax statement.
So the fact that they're asking in this, I realized they worked out a deal. But
Yes.
if they had the 3 years, would still fall within the deadlines that we
Yes.
could have considered
Yes.
for the 3 years.
Because the supplementary will be 2023 and 2024, and then they're also appealing the 2025 assessment. That assessment would have sent out this past August to everybody.
Any more questions?
So generally, if an appeal did come to council, you guys would be able to decide if you want to keep it the same, if you want to if there's an agreement, sometimes the assessor and the repair will come up with an agreement, I think, right in the appeal, or if you wanted to reduce it.
So now that the assessment branch has already done their due diligence, then
Yes.
we've basically looked at this situation to rest.
Right.
So I know when I first started here, I was cautioned to not, like, if somebody sent us an appeal and they didn't show up, then council should still decide on that appeal. They shouldn't let it
Just right.
just ride, yeah.
And then if they should attend, make a presentation, and we disagree with them, they have another step after that,
Yes.
correct? And what is that?
They can appeal, I think, to the province.
The province?
Yeah. Last year, Mr. Ilpue had come and
Right.
presented.
Mhm.
That was supportive provisions last year, and then council had decided to leave it as the assessed value. Oh, we have to adjourn
I know.
and then do that, sorry. Sorry.
Work his way through your shenanigans.
Yeah, I know, it's gotta keep me on track.
All right. Any more questions or any? Nothing? That we now to adjourn the board of revisions at 10.
Should be 25 or something. 50 minutes.
Now we go 10 and 20.
Maybe not, because we're at 50.
And
Quick one.
to reconvene into our regular meeting, do I have a mover? I'll move it, Dave. Seconder?
Sure.
Robert Scott. All in favor? Carried. Okay. That the appeal as presented to this Board of Revisions regarding the 2023-2024 supplementary taxes and the 2025 assessment to be dealt with as listed. Option 2, roll number 203300, Kurt and Heather Jansen. That the application has come to an agreement with the assessment branch. Do I remove it? Are you sure? Seconder?
Sure.
Burton? All in favor? Carried.
So we'll go all the way up to here, I guess.
Correspondence, okay.
The public hearing's not till 10:30.
Oh, okay. So, Westlake request on correspondence. Can't remember what this was for. Was this for just a letter?
Yeah, I think that they're asking us to
Letter
give
of
them a
support.
letter.
Letter of support, yeah.
I can give a bit of context if you want.
Mhm.
Say it there.
I think you sit on this board, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, so I was present for this meeting discussing this. So, this is kind of an example of how the provincial government downloaded costs and responsibilities onto local RMs and towns. So what they did is they took these employment centers and they basically give a block grant. And that block grant is supposed to hire staff and pay for the rent and that kind of, and provide, like, IT services, that sort of thing. And then there's one provincial government supervisor that supervises a number of these block grant operations. But the block grant is minuscule compared to the staffing costs if it was provincial government employees.
Mm-hmm.
So instead of having like $100,000 a year positions, it's $100,000 block grant, and you have 3 positions. So you get more bang for your tax dollar, but it's that dollar amount is starting to get pinched, and so from an organizational standpoint, they need more money, and they're not getting it. And they were promised it a few times and haven't got it again. So there's not, like, they're losing purchasing power, so things are just becoming a bit difficult there. The staff is really good. They're doing a great job. They're meticulous. Like, there's no issues with who's working there, and they're pretty committed to the job. But the same token, from the RM of Rosedale, the RM of Rosedale residents don't really use that service. The stats are so skewed. Like, there's every month they provide statistics and it shows that, like, for example, there's 2,000 contacts or different interactions with people in the region. 12 of them are from Rosedale. Like, I can't remember the exact numbers, but it's very skewed. So although we're like writing a letter of support, our residents don't really use this program.
I use it.
Oh, okay.
I post everything through them.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
So you're one of the.
Yes.
One of the 12.
We are one of the 12. I guess what I look at is a letter of support.
Yeah.
Here.
Yeah.
So why aren't we doing it?
Yeah.
And we should also get the message out for residents of Rosedale to use the service because we're supporting it and we're
Right.
and it's a great use of government funds as far as I can see. But it's just not big uptake.
Costs as much too.
Yeah.
It costs a little bit, and they're talking about changing the funding model if they have to, and asking municipalities to start to contribute financially if they can't make up the shortfall from the provincial government. So it's not cost us nothing forever. They're going to start asking for money if they can't get provincial block funding. So that'll be the per capita sort of look. Again, it's just it's not formal yet, but it's conversation.
Right.
With a per capita approach, and that's the sum total of what I can tell you.
Good. Any other questions on this? Whereas correspondence has been received from Westlake Employee Skills and Service Center requesting the RM to write and send a letter of support to increase funding application. Be it resolved that the council of the RM of Rosedale agreed to send this letter. Agreed to write a letter and send a letter of support. Do we have a mover? Oh, the page there. Seconder, Jeff Henderson. All in favor? Carried. Chamber of Commerce.
So,
This is for the
Sounds like the
Santa.
Reeves dressing up the Santa, that's what I read here.
Yeah.
the
Hey,
parade.
dude, I got that too just now.
So, we still do the same, send the work truck grader?
Last year was just the grader, was it not?
No, I went with
Oh, it
the,
was the truck last year?
with the truck, right?
Which truck? I got a big truck. White one or the nice new?
The white one.
Which
Are they both white?
The one, not the white one.
Yeah, these are, I those black.
Either or.
Only thing I request is that maybe we put some lights on this year. We
Well,
didn't have last year.
I would also suggest maybe what's wrong with the generator and a bit of Christmas music in the background.
Sure.
Just a thought.
So then would you take the
I just think the halftime.
half ton?
Yeah, it's just easier.
So
Yeah,
Just a suggestion.
Yeah, no, that's
I'm
fine.
getting Carl the karaoke machine, that's the.
That's your whole.
Depends how jolly I am.
Yeah, that'd be a good idea, 3 lights we heard.
A little tree in the back with lights on it or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Something neat.
I don't know.
Yeah, no, because we
Christmas
was
season.
just playing last year and
Yeah.
we were the only ones that didn't have a light on anything.
Really?
Yeah. I mean, we had a new grader in there, but.
Yeah, let's just dress it up a bit.
Yeah,
A little bit.
Agreed.
Okay. Whereas an invitation was received to participate in the Santa Parade of Lights November 23rd, 2024, whereas the RM of Rosedale can participate by entering a float vehicle or providing a donation. Be resolved that the RM of Rosedale will participate in the parade by entering a vehicle.
Do you guys want to enter the grader also, or just the vehicle?
I think a decked out grader would look pretty good.
spinning rims on
As long
it.
as
An operator will operate.
operator will go. Jeff went with me last year.
So we just say we're gonna enter a vehicle, then we can decide if we are able to.
Yeah,
put
if they
it in there
can.
as well.
Yeah.
We can just put in brackets maybe, an S on there, vehicle or vehicles. Like we just put in brackets an S and then whatever we can accommodate that.
Okay, do I have a mover?
80%.
Seconder? All in favor? Carried.
We add something into that for the lights, or is that, doesn't matter?
I think we can just, we can enter the vehicle and we can do that in the background.
Okay.
Usually put the generator way too long in one, so.
Well, then we get Santa a big chair by the tree.
Eh.
Santa Carl.
Santa Carl.
People at Rotary Club.
Stop changing
Let's
this
move
up.
it. Moving on. Moving on. People at Rotary Club. Did we give him something last year?
Yeah, last year we donated 600.
Oh, there it is.
Why wouldn't we just donate 600 directly to the hospital, skip the middleman, or do we want the name out there?
I think they do some advertising for us as well based on the document that they've provided.
So is everybody happy with the same amount again from the VIPs? Last year we gave them $600. Yeah.
Yeah, I'll make that motion.
Okay. Everybody agrees? Robert Scott motions it. Seconder, are you sure? Whereas correspondence is received from the Rotary Club of Neepawa to request a donation of the annual auction which will take place on December 6, 12, 2024, be it resolved that RM of Rosedale will donate to the Rotary Club of Neepawa and the amount of $600 from our VLT funds. All in favor? Carried. Neepawa Health Auxiliary. We gave them $1,200 last year. Any questions on that? Do the same funding or?
How much money do we have left in the VIP funds?
We have spent about 12 to 13,000, I believe, last time I checked.
So there's still lots.
There's 30 allocated.
I'm okay with going the same thing.
Yeah, it's a big
Good idea.
Okay. Okay, whereas correspondence has been received from the Neepawa Area Health Auxiliary request, therefore be it resolved that the Council of the RM of Rosedale agree to support the amount of $1,200 then?
Yeah.
To support the enhancement of the health and care and service in our area. Do I have a mover? Jeff Henderson. Seconder, Robert Scott. All in favor? Carried. Get one more in before delegation comes. Some beautiful plains community medical clinic. So they're increasing the cap to $2 per residence. $3,048.
We have been doing 1,500, I believe, in the past.
Do you think that the money is well spent?
Yeah. You gotta compete with surrounding communities to attract these.
No,
That's the sticker. I know there's some, people have some wishes way out there
Oh, yeah.
about, what we could supply. This isn't gonna change much for Rosedale at 1,500, maybe we said 2,000, isn't it?
3,048.
$3,048.
But the town Newport's gonna pay.
No, this is right here.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, 15 to 3,048. Okay, just about, well, it must have been a buck before, right? Buck per capita,
Yeah.
$2.
No, it's
It's not gonna,
No,
town Newport was paying 2,500 before, I believe, so
Yeah.
Yeah, they'll be.
it's gonna make a big jump for them.
And you're on that board too, right? Or on that, you set up those meetings?
Yeah. Which one?
This is the doctor's one.
That's the doctor's one.
Oh, sorry.
The doctors, yeah.
It's pretty much a no-brainer. I think we just need to go forward with it and be done.
Yes, Dan,
Yeah.
I think so.
What is that?
Everything comes out of it. It doesn't matter if you guys say or not, that's the GL comes out of.
Okay.
All right.
It's all in one, it's all in donation GL.
Like that. It doesn't matter what you guys say. I just do whatever I want.
The way that BLT funds work is it's coming out of the municipal grant. So we received a municipal grant to the RM, and Kara was allocating a specific amount from the municipal funds to this donation GL for you guys to give away at your leisure. So it's not like this is money specifically from a BLT fund, it's just part of our municipal grant that we get.
Well, that hurts my feelings. I really wish you hadn't explained it like that.
Oh, sorry.
Skip that.
It took me some time to understand what was going on as well by looking back through the records. Because I was looking for an actual fund separate from the BLT, but then I was able to find something stating the movement of the cash to the appropriate general ledger accounts.
Okay.
And whereas correspondence was received from the Beautiful Plains Community Medical Clinic, oh, that's, I can't say that. Recruitment, committee in regard to the annual grant requested for 2024. And whereas the grant request has increased per capita to $2 per person per resident, therefore be it resolved that councils agree with the providing the grant requested in the amount of $3,048.00. We will have mover Robert Scott. Seconder, Dave Tedder. All in favor? Carried. All right. I see Scott's here to entertain us.
I'll try my best. Monday, not used to you guys meeting on a Monday.
No?
Bit of a shocker, right? So we went back to.
Yeah, we gotta use. Be it resolved that we do now adjourn our regular meeting of council at 10:31 a.m. to hold a public hearing regarding the variation and conditional use application for Northwest 1615 owned by Keith and Debbie Drury. Do I have a mover?
Sure.
Second. Robert Scott. All in favor? Carried. You have the floor, sir.
Perfect. So the application for this variation conditional use is VCU 02-2024R. The current owners of the property is Keith and Deborah Jury and 74811099 Manitoba Ltd. The applicant is Keith and Deborah Jury. The variation being proposed is to reduce the side yard setback from the northernmost shed from the required 50 feet to the proposed 47 foot 7 inches. To reduce the rear yard setback for the easternmost shop from the required 50 feet to the proposed 11 foot 11 inches. To reduce the side yard setback for the southeast bin from the required 50 feet to the proposed 11 foot 7 inches. And also to reduce the side yard setback for the southernmost shed from the required 50 feet to 20 feet 10 inches. And this is all within the AG agricultural general zone. The conditional use that is required is to allow for the location of a non-farm single unit dwelling within the AG agricultural general zone. The area that is being affected is the northwest of 17, 16, 15 west, located at 92, 121 Road 89 west. More specifically, for their location would be the south of Provincial Road 265, approximately 1.5 miles west of PTH 5 north. And the reason our office would be in support of it is to satisfy the subdivision requirements to sever a 5.55 acre parcel from the noted property. Notices have been circulated notices have been circulated well within the required guidelines within the Planning Act, and our office has not received any comments, concerns, questions from the neighboring property owners.
So it's pretty well straightforward.
Yeah, it's a pretty standard subdivision. This one, just due to where they propose putting the boundaries for their new lot or newly created lot, variations were required. That was really it. Otherwise, conditional uses are required for non-farm dwellings within the AG zones. And that was it.
Okay.
Do you guys have any questions for?
I was the only one, right?
Yeah.
No questions? All right, thanks, Scott.
No problem. Take care. Easy,
Thank
easy.
you.
Take care, guys.
Yeah.
Where did I sell?
Yeah, we do now adjourn the public hearing at 10:34. And reconvene in our regular meeting. Do I have a mover? Tyrick, seconder. Herbert. All in favor? Carried.
Sorry, it's such a pager. I know, because you have to reference everything Scott just said. For the setback.
So did everybody hear what Scott said?
Yep.
Just the condition it's becoming.
Was that second one? Which one?
And then
That
third?
one we have on Scott's, that we have the entry to develop agreement with the RM. The same as every other subdivision.
So I gotta read all this.
Yeah, I mean, it should, probably legally.
Alright. Whereas the public hearing was held on Monday, October 21st, 2024, a hearing representation for or against the proposed variation order and conditional use requested by Keith and Debbie Jury, Northwest 17, 16, 15 West, 92121 Road 89 West. Therefore be it resolved that Council of RM of Rosedale approves the variation order to reduce the yard side setback for the northwesternmost shed from the requested 50 feet to a proposed 47 feet 7 inches. Reduce rear yard setback from easternmost shop from the required 50 feet to the proposed 11 feet 11 inches. Reduce the side yard setback from the southeast bin from the required 50 feet to the proposed 11 feet 7 inches. reduce the side yard setback of the southernmost shed from required 50 feet to the proposed 20 feet 10 inches within the agricultural general zone. The owner and applicant enter into a development agreement with the RM of Rosedale. Further, be it resolved that council approves the conditional use request to allow the location of the non-farm residential within the agricultural general zone. Do I have a mover? Robert Scott.
I didn't miss that stuff.
Second.
What do you think?
I said, missed the second part, I wanted to reread. You guys are too quick.
All in favor? Carried. Well, it can't be that I read too fast, that's for sure.
We should pass a motion, Carl, that Melissa can't use more than one of those sheets per motion.
Should just shrink the font size.
You can't see it.
Wasted paper. All right.
We'll back up to correspondence.
Where do we go?
Should just over here.
Yeah, out of there. Crime Stoppers? Okay, we have a request from Crime Stoppers.
Did we do anything last year?
No.
We didn't think so.
No.
I don't think we did because there's no active members. Is there a community at this point, or is that not correct?
Our citizens patrol, do we still have that or not?
No, I don't think so. I think Dave Elke, we shut it down, I think nobody took it on. Yeah, well, they do their own.
On their own, yeah.
So, well, this is Crime Stoppers Manitoba, not.
Yeah,
Yeah.
well, that's Crime Stoppers, man, this is all everywhere. You what, $375 around it?
Yeah, $381.
Yeah. I don't know, I'm sorry. Other people make a phone call, somebody stealing my stuff.
Yeah.
Please.
Please.
If they see it.
The anonymous nature is nice too, because it's sometimes it's tough. Right?
Well, it's up to you guys.
I would make the motion to support it.
Hey?
I would make the motion to support that request.
Everyone else on board with that motion?
Yep. Second.
Okay, our correspondence has been received from Crime Stoppers requesting the donation of 25 cents per capita in the RM of Rosedale. Therefore, be it resolved that the Rosedale will donate the amount of $381. Do I have a mover? Jeff Anderson, no, did, sorry. Yeah. Robert Scott, seconds it. All in favor? Carried. Okay, our next one, beef producers. So does any council member want to go to the beef production district meeting? I'm not in the business anymore, so.
If we had an economic development officer, I'd say we could send them, but, or even a staff person, more so than the council. But
There's probably not a lot of benefit to this.
I don't either, so.
That's just my opinion. I'm a beef producer, so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I agree, it's not much good.
Okay, whereas correspondence has been received from Manitoba beef producers and wagon and fellow producers to attend the fall Manitoba Beef Producer District meeting as well as other meetings throughout the year. Therefore therefore be it resolved that the council of the RM of Rosedale will not be sending a representative to attend. Do I have a mover? Or seconder? Earl Burton. All in favor? Carried. Harvest Sun. We did donate to them last year, did we not?
Yeah, I thought we did this.
We've provided them $1,500 this year already.
Yeah, that's, I read through that, I didn't understand the letters.
Yeah, so they're asking us for a letter of support as well as a donation this time, where previously I think we just gave a letter of support and we gave them a donation earlier in the year.
Okay.
Yeah.
So this is for in lieu of for next year, correct? Because they already had it.
Yeah, well, I'm not sure, I did not, I just read this for the first time in the paper yesterday, so I'm not sure. Because I think they're giving them money this year for, because they, I mean, it kind of gets a little confusing because we do support the garden in Kelly, which goes through the same fund because they only have one checking account. I'm not sure what they're asking for this time.
Well, it seems like they're asking for the LED to pay into it, right? And
Oh,
a letter of
that's,
support for us.
oh, that's what, you're right, that's
Is that
exactly.
what it
Yeah, that's what Carl said is right. Because they're asking, because the LEDs, we have to approve their funding, right? So that's what they're asking, for us to approve that and this letter of support, so you're right, Carl. Let's go with the LEDs, 500, not ours.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay, that makes more sense to me, actually. Because the RM has already given the donation, right? And then the LED is, well, not late to the game, but takes longer to get there from them, because it's gotta go through us too, so. Because they've approved it at their level, the LED has, we just have to approve it at this level.
Right.
I didn't see that.
I think that's how I understand it, you know.
And this, well, that's just an old letter, because it just seems, because it,
It's a little bit confusing, it's all over the place.
yeah, I mean, it's not a really big week, but that's what they're asking, I think.
I think she was giving the example of a letter Carrie used to write. That's why she was just forwarding the 2021. So that's why. So she's basically asking for the same style.
Oh,
Same style letter
Yeah.
to, yeah,
of support.
of support.
So is that what they're asking then? Is just for the letter of support, or am I confused again?
I think so.
No, they're asking for a donation.
Donation.
From
From the LED.
From the LED.
Okay, she called it town account, okay, that makes sense, yeah. So 2 items.
So for us, it's just a letter of support, and then the LUD of Kelwood has to approve that, like at their meeting, they have to approve the 500, right?
Right.
Yeah, okay.
That's the way I understand it, and
I think we did that quite a while ago, actually.
The LUD,
I think so. Testing my memory, my 56-year-old memory.
probably you do it every year, do we?
Yes, because it seems we did this sooner because of the quilt show and all that jazz they do in the summertime, of course. But maybe it never got approved here yet.
Just a reference, though, they're asking for 20 after the function would happen, so it'd be nice if they would get it ahead of the time.
Yeah.
You know, going forward.
I think they're applying for a grant, so that's why they need our support.
Yeah.
It's for the grant they're applying for,
Right.
and then I'm not sure what the $500 is for.
Yeah.
I was gonna put it on the November meeting,
Okay.
but then she asked if I could get it on this meeting.
So the grant was-
Because probably the funding would be cap or whatever funding model is probably gone outdated then.
Maybe, and
I
maybe
think
one later.
she has to apply probably
Yeah.
in November for it, I would assume.
Because we were supposed to have an IUD meeting tonight, but it's been put off till tomorrow night for timing reasons.
Okay.
So maybe that's,
Yeah, maybe, so just to clear up the $500 donation, if we issue a letter of support in the council of the RM, and then the RM of Rosedale Council approve the LUD provided donation, shall the LUD pass a resolution to donate? That
That's
should
approved. That's-
cover you guys.
yeah, because that must be on the agenda tonight, or
Yeah,
tomorrow, so.
perhaps.
Yeah.
If that's acceptable for you.
That sounds really good. I like that.
Sorry. Okay, good, thanks.
Whereas correspondence has been received from the Harvest Sun Music and Art Social requesting a letter of support and a donation of $500. Therefore be it resolved that the RM of Rosedale will provide a letter of support and the RM of Rosedale provide the LUD approval to donate. Donation shall the youth.
LUD, sorry.
Donations shall.
Yeah, shall the LUD pass a resolution to donate?
Shall the LUD pass a resolution to donate. Do I have a mover?
I'll let understand it.
Carol Burton. Seconder. Sure. Gary Tudor. All in favor? Carried. That's not till 1 o'clock. Okay. New business. Christmas gift cards.
Do I leave the room now? Do I leave the room? Get the resolution?
So like I said,
My name's
oh,
on
yeah.
this.
Yeah, I know.
Oh.
So I was just like, no. I was thinking I say something, other things too.
Oh, okay, because my name's on this list.
I had located, but I can just write that you exited.
Yeah, because you know what
Yeah.
time it is.
I'll go. Taking this with me.
Yeah.
Learn from your mistakes.
Yeah,
That was, I guess, well, theoretically it should have been, but it turned out to be that way.
yeah, yeah.
Err on the side of caution.
So, except for due to conflict of interest, because he's on the list of
Right.
folks that
Right.
benefit.
So is everybody happy with this?
Same thing we've done last year, wasn't it? Yeah, it's fine.
Why are the two landfills getting 50, but the other two are getting 100? Are they just part-time, is that why? Or
There are casual.
Casuals.
Pardon, there are casuals, yeah. So the other two are, Heather is our regular in Elwood, and we just hired Brad to cover Eden, because our regular operator there is going to be on disability till 2025, till
okay.
September. So we posted a temporary internal position, and he has been filling in for us for years now, so he was awarded the job. So now those two are both full, and then Brian and Roy are basically our regular backup folks.
Okay.
We have other people on the list, but they've worked once for us, so I didn't include them. These guys are our
Regulars.
regular guys for Eden.
Works for me. That's the Christmas card list.
Okay. Where the council agrees to give the following holiday gift cards from co-op for 2024 employees, $100. employees casual $50, fire chief $100, volunteer volunteers, 25, total of $2,175.
Can I make
Yep. Oh,
one more registered complaint? Because I know that we do it all the time with the local co-op. But I would still like to support like the Riding Mountain store if possible, or, so I don't know if it's possible in this case, but like,
oh, did they give out gift cards?
I doubt it.
But it could be something we could look
We
into.
could look into that.
In the future.
In the future.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it like the.
Or
fuel
something from
barn.
the Red Barn or
Yeah,
whatever. yeah.
something like that. Just, I realize sometimes, for some people it'd be more inconvenient that way.
Right.
Also,
So this keeps the playing field level right across for everybody though.
yeah.
It's gotta go here and there and everything else. That's the other side of it.
This, we would present this at our Christmas dinner or supper or whatever council chooses to do. So generally we go to Chicken Shack. But I don't know if you guys maybe wanted to go to the barn this year. We could contact them and see if they have enough space to accommodate.
That would be a really good idea.
And then we're kind of contributing on both sides. But I will have to reach out to them because I don't know how big their space is.
Or the Cafe 37 too.
Oh, how much, is that in Reading, Ontario? That's in
Kelvin.
Kelwood as well?
I think it's also what their menu is and what the dollar figure would be with that too.
Yeah, and then we
If
can,
it was proposed, because it also says, booking there, we also know it's 20% more, 50% more, right?
Mhm.
Possibly.
Yeah.
I wanted you guys to think about it at this meeting and then perhaps in November we can figure out what we're actually going to do for that event.
Good.
If we're gonna do cafe, and then I can provide some details via email to you, what capacity they have at the barn and Cafe 37, and then prices or what they would offer.
Yeah.
Would you guys prefer afternoon, like a lunch or a supper?
Up to you guys.
It's one of those things, if we have lunch,
We usually have it on
we
the
gotta drive all the way up there.
Yeah.
Or,
Well, that's why we had it here, because we had it during our meeting, right?
Yeah.
if we have it as a
I guess put it as options, we can always discuss off.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, and go from there. Is that fair?
Okay.
Yeah, that's right.
That's what I would do.
Yeah.
So maybe they'll come up with something, that they make a roast or whatever, and just,
Yeah.
Yeah. Or maybe they would bring it here for
I
us.
might just make a
We
whole,
could just do
you
it
know, they
upstairs
just
in the
pick their
corner.
plate up
Yeah.
and.
Maybe that's
Yeah,
an
and make a
option.
banquet room up.
Yeah.
Yeah, we could just do something upstairs, maybe? Jeff is scared.
Jeff loves that building. I won't
So,
favor being up there.
I'll try to pull some options together for you
Well,
guys, and
yeah.
then you can pick what you think.
Well, it's like, I don't know if there's any, like, a lot of the towns will do catering in Alfred,
Mhm.
they'll cater it there.
But if you were to do that, you could almost do it in Eaton Hall, couldn't you, Robert?
Well, you could do it there, you could do it at
Yeah,
Colonial
we've done
Hall.
that before.
You've had that before, haven't you, that you had your employees all come to Eaton Hall?
That'd be a good central location, that's a good idea.
Well, there, you got Colonia too, that puts on a good dinner all the time, you know, every month they throw on a dinner, so maybe they'd be interesting throwing a dinner for the.
Maybe, yeah. Well, it's something we can throw
I'll
around
take a
for
look,
next
I'll look
meeting.
into some options.
Yeah. That's ideas.
You get a nice meal anyways, you know.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, so can I have a mover for this one?
Oh, wait to vote.
Seconder on cost and check before he goes out the door. All in favor? Carried.
Yeah, thank you.
No, it's okay.
Okay.
Economy Central.
Yeah, you can come back, Earl. We have a subdivision request from Nelson Elm. Oh, me, I should say. So this is our first reading on this, or?
Yes, he's just requesting to do the subdivision, so this is he's asking council permission to separate the town from the town. The home site off of the agricultural property.
Property, yeah.
I think there's some conditions associated
Yeah.
with some setback issues.
So I'll read this. Whereas the proposed subdivision request of Nelson on Southwest 261515 West was presented to council on Monday, October 21st, 2024. Now for be it resolved that the council of the RM of Rosedale has received and approves the subdivision provided, number one, a conditional use of order to obtain from the non-farming dwelling is necessary to ensure complete compliance with the zoning bylaw. Variance order to be obtained increasing an allowable site area from the maximum of 10 acres to 17.5 acres as necessary to ensure compliance with the zoning bylaw. Number 3, the owner applicant enters into a development agreement with the RM of Rosedale. It's pretty much as simple, just taking the artisan away from the quarter.
Yep.
So. Nobody has a comment on the mover?
Sure.
Robert, seconder. Scott. All in favor? Carried. Okay, Patch subdivision. Whereas the proposed subdivision requested by Ronald and Sharon Patch on southeast 291516 West was presented to council on Monday, October the 21st, 24. Therefore be it resolved that the council of the RM of Rosedale has approves the subdivision provided in condolence use to obtain for the
Establishment? A conditional use order to be obtained for the establishment of.
Of a single unit dwelling
I don't know.
site in the ag zone necessary to ensure compliance with the zoning bylaw. Number 2, a variance order to obtain the reduce from the setback of the southmost shed from the required 125 feet to the proposed 38 feet 9 inches within the ag zone as necessary to ensure compliance with the zoning bylaw. The owner applicant enters into a development agreement with the RM of Rosedale. So there wasn't too much on this. Hey, Robert, the only thing they were kind of worried about was their pop-up, but other than that, nothing.
Well, I think it's pretty straightforward.
It's straightforward.
It's all in a little block there in
Yeah.
the corner.
So does anybody have anything more on this? All right, can I have a mover? Randy Sure. Seconder Robert Scott. All in favor? Carried. Culvert request, Yurts's. Yeah.
Is that your deal?
No.
No.
Spring Hill area.
Oh, yeah.
Jeff's.
Yeah, I put in a request.
No.
So I have a couple comments about that because of that writing I did about the culverts and whatnot. So I've interviewed a few people in Ward 3, and almost everybody just basically echoes what you said in the one meeting. Sorry. It's like, what are we here for? We're not replacing culverts, and we're not maintaining as much infrastructure at our cost. And it just, like, I didn't find anybody that disagreed with that. So it just seems like we just need to budget for it and just do it. And if somebody needs it, like if the money is gone out of the budget and somebody wants it immediately, then they can choose to pay for it or wait. But it just seems to me anyway that it's one of the more simple ones, is that if it's an approach and a culvert, even though it's gonna cost us a lot of money over the lifetime of the RM, it's still something that people expect us to do. So I've officially come around to your way.
One of my ratepayers told me about one of them again.
Yeah. But unfortunately, then we have to do what we already did.
Not necessarily, because we don't have money this year.
I think
So-
we should maybe wait for Carl to return, considering he's adjourned of the meeting.
It's like a ghost.
Yes.
What the hell?
He snuck away.
Where did he go?
Turned the chair and he was gone. No puff of smoke or nothing.
Apparently, I don't pay any attention.
See, I think he was getting out while the getting was good.
Yeah, well, he's the chair, so unless he's reassigning somebody to be the chair. I should go to the bathroom right now too. Then if
Good
he's-
time.
I think he's on his way.
Yeah, Carl just dig no bridge or nothing. Makes us feel great too.
That's right.
An hour. Full hours. I'm waiting for you, Carl. Okay. Thank you.
So that particular spot has the Heritage House, the Eric's house. So it's been there forever. So it's not new infrastructure. It's just a degraded approach and a degraded culvert just from over the years. So she made a request. She wants to live there full time and she wants to upgrade the lane. And so the request was, can you supply a new culvert with the new approach, and just so that the water can drain through there again. And just because of the lay of the land in that particular spot, it wants to cut the road. So it has a couple of low-level crossings to the south. And then her lane and that road act as a bit of a dike. So it needs drainage. So her request was to do it. And then I said that I talked to a bunch of people in Ward 3 about whether the RM should provide that kind of service. Everybody said that yes, even though it costs money, that the RM should be providing services. So I say to Ron that I came around to his way of thinking based on all that, like talking to people. And that, so I think we should be budgeting to replace culverts every year and maintaining approaches every year. And that this is an oddball year just because we ran into a deficit and we had to tighten our belt. But if people can wait until we can budget to replace their culverts, then we should, I think, not, and that if we run out of budgeted money for culverts, then someone has to decide whether they're paying for it or they're going to wait until next year when there's more funds. I realize, like David had mentioned, that means that the stuff that we did at the last meeting becomes awkward. But I think that it's also, this was a different kind of a year where we had to stop spending money. So some hard decisions had to be made. And I don't think we should replace this culvert this year, because this would be a next year thing if we fund the culvert and approach replacement budget in this year's financial plan for 2025.
Has that culvert collapsed?
Yeah.
The one that's there?
Yeah. So it will be a problem next spring again, but not an insurmountable problem.
So she has the intention of living in, is she going to for sure? Like she's not there now, correct?
They're there through the summer months.
Yeah, it's occupied through the summer, but not during the winter months, is that correct?
Yeah.
then?
They actually, sorry, go ahead. They actually just put a new brand new boiler system in that house so they can come for the winter time.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, they've spent a lot of money on upgrades.
Because it looked like it's been sitting vacant for a period of time, I guess, but that way, but obviously they've been doing some renovations on it from what.
They've been out before, through the summer, but they've buckled down this year and they do plan on living, she does plan on living here now.
Yeah, I don't think I'm speaking out of turn, their intention was to retire in Montreal. Their intention was to retire from their business and live here full-time. And she also owns farmland here.
Yeah, I guess what other, sometimes, you know, their intention to live there, sometimes, as the council said, it's so you spend, we'll say $5,000, and all of a sudden, oh, there's a line change, and all of a sudden, then the house is left vacant, so there's kind of a gray area there, if you want to call it. When do you know what you pull the trigger, if you want to call it, so I get a little cautious.
I don't think they'll vacate this house, it's quite the house.
Yeah.
I'd love to go back in there and see it. I was a kid when I was in that house.
Yeah.
But it is a question, is what it is.
Yeah, for sure, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I'd like to go see them, they redid everything right to the original.
It's amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's refilling all the garage.
Oh, yeah.
It's all insulated now. You can live in that garage now.
Well, I know this is, it's a tough question with this culverts. I mean, I've been pondering it too, right? And I don't know, I just don't know the answer for it.
Can we, because this is similar to the request we had at work, can we say table this till the budget year, the new budget year? Don't make any decision today, nay or for or nay, because we're not saying no, we just can't say yes at this time, right? That's my thoughts, because we're gonna work on our new budget right away. So,
And this had come about because she had a conversation with Bruce Flegger, and I guess Bruce had brought it forward at meetings 4 years ago. So it just came forward again because of that follow-up conversation. So it's not a rush. It's not dire needs, and I don't think this is just a formal email, but I haven't had any follow-up conversation with her.
I guess the caution I have, and we've done numerous times here, we've made decisions and sometimes reversal decisions. Are we really making the right decision the first time, or should we be getting more information going forward?
Yep.
Because it doesn't look good, I guess, making a decision and reverse a decision, may make a decision again, right? That's
Yeah.
my perspective, I guess, and that's what the ratepayers are gonna be seeing.
And I'm still of the mindset that because we didn't have enough money this year, that we couldn't spend on anything, and that made it
an easy decision.
an easy decision for the current year, even though it wasn't consistent.
But in your 45-minute speech, you also went on to zillions and trillions of dollars spent over 5,000 years.
Absolutely.
So
Yep.
you're taking all that back.
No, because in that policy, I had all the options, this way, or that way, not taking anything back. I'm just reporting what I talked to, because people, even though I talked to people and told them that kind of money, people still said to me, we should still spend the money. So I just accepted it.
Which, that's fine. And the only thing is, we start, it's culverts, the only thing I look at the end of it, taxes have to go up
Again.
again.
I don't think people won't mind taxes.
No, I know, Ernie, but I'm
Because
just saying
we
that-
gotta cover our infrastructure
Yeah.
somehow.
Yeah.
Everybody's gonna get something eventually. It's always like, sure, this year maybe we had a lot of bad stuff come on, but
Well, it didn't help.
culverts are starting to.
Didn't help back-to-back floods by doing.
Oh, no, that didn't help us at
Yeah.
all,
Yeah.
that set us back and, we had a few setbacks.
We don't know what's happening next year either. We can't predict the future, none of us.
So, and
Trust me, that's
And the pandemic,
look at all
as
the-
much as you don't like the pandemic, it interfered in a lot.
Oh,
Like, look at the 10 years,
Still
10 year, we hadn't hardly did anything.
It's still interfering.
Yeah, it's still-
It's starting to change, so.
So, yeah, no, I mean, that's the only thing I just want to bring to council's attention, like, if we do this culvert, if we figure it out, we have to realize the taxes are gonna go up.
because the last, I didn't keep track, but this culvert's $3,400, whatever its estimate was to put it in on here, and then I think we've gone about $25,000 or $30,000 in culverts that we've declined on in the last
25, yeah.
couple of months, so it's a big budget item if we're gonna budget it in, and that's just the ones we've got so far.
Right.
It's gonna be at least 2 mil to do culverts for people, so
How much?
probably close to 2 mil a year to do the culverts. And then maybe, I just would challenge council to think about, is it benefiting the entire RM to replace culverts at individual driveways? Or is it benefiting individual ratepayers to replace culverts at, like, if we think about the town of Franklin, the town of Eden, the town of Kelwood, Riding Mountain, all of those people that live in those towns, are they benefiting from us replacing culverts in people's personal driveway areas?
I just believe it's part of the
Yeah,
infrastructure.
it's part of the infrastructure, yeah.
Culvert fails, we replace it.
So they're-
We've always done that.
Yeah.
It's the RM water, it's not the person's water, it's the RM water coming through there. Like,
It's not much different than a culvert in through a road, or one of our main roads,
Exactly.
because it's still ditch water, it's gotta go somewhere.
Yeah.
You can't just block it,
That's true, yeah.
my eyes.
it's-
Yeah, no,
Taxpayer to taxpayer, it doesn't matter if it's in the town of Calwood, they need a culvert, we change it for them, it's on the street.
Well, I
It's
think there's
ours.
gotta be more discussion on that, because if you look at, I'll use the example of Calwood, that one call requested that they denied. That was only, there was very, from my eyes only, I guess, how much benefit is that to the whole of RM, the Rosedale, not all one. It only benefits maybe somebody's home, not near through the town of Calwood. So it gets to be a very gray area there on what's right and what's wrong.
That's no different than doing a road, like that road of yours, how many people did it benefit of yours?
There's 9 repairs on that road.
Yeah, so it benefited 9 people,
Yeah.
you know, that's what I mean, like, either way,
It's an
it's.
actual municipal road.
I know, but I'm just saying,
Different
either way, we're
situation.
still putting for everybody, eventually, somebody's getting something, somewhere.
Yeah, the only thing for, if the number that Melissa just stated, quoted, if we put a $2 million culvert budget in our next year's budget, that'll triple everybody's taxes.
2 million.
2 mil.
Oh, 2 mil, sorry, not that, sorry, I misunderstood, but if that in our taxes, then I don't know what the number works out to be that for the increase across the thing, so, I mean, I think we have to budget something for culvert replacement, because we do have culverts that benefit more than a person, but I don't know how to split that here, because it's a tough one, it's a lot of money, and a lot of taxes go up.
It's still RM infrastructure, like, we own out to the outside of that ditch, we don't own just that road.
But then it's gonna open up another can of worms, okay, then someone wants gravel lane, someone wants this, someone else, is that true?
I think we need
Well, you can
an
grab-
actual separate meeting
But we
to
don't pay
discuss.
for it, every
Yeah.
person knows that.
Yeah.
Just
They're out every 2
specifically for
years.
this topic.
They can
Because
throw a little
then we
gravel
have
on
the
their
policy
driveway,
that you
that's our
created, Jeff,
Like,
as well.
with our
See
cost
what
that we
everybody
get
else is
for it.
doing,
Then
what
we
the
pay
province
for
is
that
doing
gravel,
with
difference in
another
our cost
thing,
and
and then we
what-
could actually have discussion just focused on this item.
Because it's a big one.
Because
It's
it's
a
a big
big
one,
one, yeah.
and there's a lot
I
of
know,
different.
but I'm just saying,
Very, it's like,
but some
So
taxpayers.
it's
$40
like it.
on a loaf of
Fine,
gravel.
table
And
this
some
and
people,
then make
some
a-
people like it because
I think
they're
it should
just
go.
traveling already, so they wheel a load in and.
Well, tabled, and then when we can get into a regular meeting, we get all our facts pulled from Melissa on the province, other RMs, get all the facts on the table, then we can sit down and hammer this up. And what we have for a policy, right?
Well, we don't have a policy,
Well, we don't
but
have a
that's why
policy.
everything has to come to the council for decision.
Right.
Yeah.
And council has made not consistent decisions, so that's why I think we need to get a policy and start discussing. The province is going down a path, other RMs are going down a path. We're continuing to offer what we offered 30 years ago. So I think there's reasons probably why permitting has been put in place for the province, why the province is unwilling to put in approaches for folks. And you have to apply for a permit to get permission, and then the ratepayer pays for what they are wanting if it's on a provincial road. And I think there was other RMs also that were doing that in Jeff's information that he had presented for the policy. Because it is gonna be a large dollar amount in the budget if we choose to. And then it's kind of hard to budget also because we don't know,
What's gonna be replaced?
yeah.
Yeah, these are technically only a few culverts that we've discussed in the last couple of months, so I mean, a few is nowhere near what we have in the ROs.
Well, it's not, you're gonna change them all, really. It's, maybe
No.
in the next 20 years, you might change, 30 in the next 20 years, but.
But it'd be nice to have a policy so it doesn't run into
But-
this all.
Yeah.
Yeah, we gotta do something.
Gets
I
rid
think
of
we
all
have
this
1,000.
discussion nonstop.
Probably over 1,000 culverts just on our
Oh,
municipal.
yeah, they're all
And that's
supposed
not
to-
including ratepayers approaches.
Okay, well, my suggestion is we table this. We'll set up another agenda that we get all the information. And we sit down and hammer this out, so we gotta come to a decision on it, or somewhat. I mean, it's, you know, I don't know, I'm trying to think of a way to do it, but I guess if we get all the facts, then we can all work together as a team and get her done. Is that fair enough?
Fair enough. That's fair.
Okay, so we're tabling this. Or you want me just to table and stuff?
Yeah, we'll just put it in there. We'll go to the leisure one. This next, I think, right here.
Oh, yeah, okay. I lost track here. Leisure lot or, leisure lot or. Was that for the,
To support for the upcoming lottery, which is gonna be in this coming spring.
oh, right.
We're just getting in early.
Farm and leisure water.
That's what I was trying to find out.
Yeah. It's always been a success. We've never had to
Oh, yeah.
ask for any money, but there's always a chance. Eh?
Yeah.
We got a backup.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
And getting it done early,
Yeah, yeah.
because it takes forever to get your license, that's the.
So where's the leisure? Do you have a question on this? Whereas there's a leisure water event will continue in 2025, therefore be it resolved that we, the council, agreed to provide up to 30,000 backup to the community clinic committee to hold the farm and leisure lotto event in 2025. Do I have a mover? Are you sure? Robert Scott. Seconds it. All in favor? Carried. Property tax discount.
So at the last meeting, I had shared that I would pull the data associated to the discounted amounts that we're providing to individuals that are prepaying their property taxes, as well as understand the amount of revenue it was generating. So there's a few graphs and such attached to the agenda. So basically, we're receiving $254,000 is what we received in prepayment this year, and it's broken down per month what was received. Currently, the RM of Rosedale is offering a discount from January to August in various increments, I guess. 3% in Jan, Feb, March, and then it reduces down April, May, June until it's 0.5% in August. So I am requesting council to review the data and possibly consider updating the the discount provided to ratepayers so that it's not across all of the months, that we're encouraging people to pay earlier in the year. So if you look at the data, like the table or the graph or the chart, the pie chart, whatever you like by month, either.
Two? One.
Yeah, you can see the revenue or the discount that was provided per month. But in the table, you can see how much revenue and how much discount was gained by the RM per month as well. So I do believe in Jan, Feb, March, there was about $130-some thousand gathered in revenue. And then not much revenue was gathered April till July. And then tax bills go out in August. So then revenue increased in August as well. I would be of the opinion, based on the data, that the August payments are not due to the discount being provided, it's due to tax bills being circulated to the ratepayers, so they're just coming in and paying them. So when you look at the chart, or the Excel spreadsheet, which I don't know which attachment that one is, the fourth attachment,
Yeah.
you can see the revenue in Jan, Feb, March. and then the revenue drops off, and then in August it's higher again, I think, basically because ratepayers are receiving their bills. So I would like to ask council if we could change the discount. So January you'd get 3%, February 2, March you get 1, then you're not, no more discount after March, to encourage people to bring their prepayments into us earlier in the year, so we have that revenue to operate until we can gather taxes end of October.
Okay.
It would probably simplify things too for the administration side.
Absolutely.
Correct.
I was thinking about eliminating it altogether, but is that,
Well, that's an option as well, yeah,
Is it-
if council would like to eliminate it altogether
the
as well.
administration side of that must be a gong show, because it's, because I've had a couple of comments about that at home, where you get, they weren't satisfied with what was going on because they had to wait. Well, it's, I don't see the benefit to the average taxpayer, to be honest.
I was considering it from the perspective of the RM is paying a higher percentage in interest if we're in a line of credit situation. If we gave them the discount of 3% versus say we're paying 4.5% on our line of credit, that's kind of how I was,
Figured out.
if they would prepay, then we could have that money in the bank and we wouldn't have to pay that interest on our line of credit. But just getting them encouraged to provide that
It's gonna be
prepayment.
certain
I mean, sooner,
Yeah.
sooner, because you're not giving them any discount, they'll just come in. back.
Yes, and then we would lose that revenue.
They're not getting anything.
Something.
Well, certain people want that 3%, they're gonna pay in January of year. If we abolish it altogether, which I don't disagree with that either, then some of those ratepayers may be a little pesky, I guess, put it that way, because they're expecting that 3%. And there's a small percentage, but it all takes is 1 or 2.
I guess, because if we do limit it to 3 months, and maybe the administration knows at the end of that 3 months,
And it's done.
it's done, it's flat rate after that, so maybe it's a good idea to do that.
I was also considering that maybe it's unfair that we're giving a discount because not everybody has the funds to get the discount, right? So
Sometimes it makes a person push a little bit, you know, hey, I want that discount, so I'm gonna set a little away here and there, and we end up with it that next year or whatever, you know, like, just a little.
so whatever, if council would like to keep it, good, we can keep it. If you would like to change it, if you'd like to abolish it, it's up to you guys, whatever you think. But I just wanted to provide you a little bit of data and analysis on what has happened in the last year.
And the other thing is when they're getting this discount, so we really don't know what their tax bill is gonna be for that year.
No.
So then they also have at the end of, we'll say October, they also may have more to pay or less.
Yeah.
And that gets to be an issue then too, because you're gonna go ahead and buy your loaf of bread and all of a sudden you realize, all of a sudden it was worth less money and you get a rebate, if you wanna call it.
So more admin time, yeah?
Yeah.
And the bylaw does say they can only pay what they were charged in the previous year. So the province kind of threw us a curveball this year, so it caused some folks to overpay because they were getting that school discount right on their tax statements. So next year, moving forward, they would only be allowed to pay what they were charged this year. So if the province chooses to change that discount back right on the tax bill, we will be in the same situation.
That's the thing, there's so too many narratives behind that where you don't know what you're actually charging them, and they don't know what they're paying for taxes
Yeah.
until come June or July.
Yeah.
So it's kind of, what are you actually paying for taxes? Well, you don't really know. You don't have a concrete figure. That's the idea of if you abolish it altogether, then
I can guarantee it's not gonna be less than the year before.
Yeah.
So I mark my bet on that one.
This
you know.
year it was though,
Well, I
because they
know,
gave the
but-
school discount.
Yeah.
But you don't know what the next government can do. You could be
Yeah.
different.
Well, I like your idea of looking at the 3 months.
We discount 3% across the board.
Yeah, so we're taking a financial hit. This, and the half of the tax bill essentially is the school division side. And so we're subsidizing that part of it.
Two.
Yeah.
As well.
Which is the problem with the 3%, right?
And it's not a huge number, like,
It's $5,000.
yeah, it's not a huge amount of money, but
I don't know, I like your idea with the 3 months.
just to try to get them encouraged.
And then send out a letter to everybody that's gonna be bang those 3 months, and after that, it's,
Sure.
Yeah.
you know, so,
And I guess if it doesn't work, we can always change it next year, right?
yeah.
Yeah.
Well, this will be for 2025 because the discount's been set, right?
Yeah.
So we will do the bylaw again when we do the financial plan, and then we will update this in that bylaw at that time. Because we do the budget in May, the bylaw is actually January to December. So then this would change, but I need approval to change our electronic system to a new discounting method ahead of that bylaw getting released. So it's a little bit complicated. I had to call the MSO to see how I can even change it. If you guys choose.
Well, I think a change is necessary or a good idea, whatever.
Yeah.
And can we not just write it so that the discount only applies to the property tax portion, not the education tax side? Or does it have to be inclusive?
I would have to figure out how to do that in the electronic system. I don't know if we can apply it to different
Sections of that.
different sections.
We just make it more complicated then.
Yeah.
Yeah. We're trying to make it simpler, now we're gonna make it more complicated.
So it's up to you guys, or we can table it as well, because we have until December to decide. If you guys want to table it and think about it,
I like your recommendation.
that's fine as well.
If your recommendation works best for you, I think that's the one. I like 0 best, but your recommendation's not best.
3, 2, 1.
3, 2, 1 for January, February, March, and then
Zero,
0.
we'll get some pushback from ratepayers. Ron knows that too.
Yeah, we will be, but
But,
So January, February, March, 3, 2, 1.
That's, yes,
Yeah.
yes.
I'm good.
My original one was 0, but that's
Thanks.
Wes's recommendation. So
yeah,
we
we
can
should let you cash.
And then we'll have time to message to ratepayers
Yeah.
ahead
Yeah.
too, right? We'll have time to update the website, send the notifications out to everybody just to let them know, to make them aware.
Like how much, what's the discount for March?
One,
No, that's what it is right now?
no, 3% for Jan, Feb, March currently. And then it drops down to
Might be a
2,
little push on that, but.
but then it's encouraging them to pay January.
Yeah, we're still
Figures
giving,
might get a little.
we're still giving the discount, they just gotta pay sooner.
Yeah, just get a little soon.
But it's only a one-time benefit to the RM, because then everybody will be on the new schedule. So we still have to be stricter on our budget,
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, for sure.
because it's only a one-time boost.
Right.
I guess if it pushes a bunch of people to push instead of March and push it into January, that gets that money into the bank a little. Just
And then that's less
quicker,
trying to
interest.
get your percentages
Yeah.
down in the
Yeah.
bank and it'll help us there.
Mhm.
Instead of going those 2 months with that extra.
Okay, whereas data related to the renewal, collect, and the discount provided for the prepayment of property taxes, therefore be resolved that the Council of the RM of Rosedale authorizes the following rates of discount to be effective during the 2024 or 2025 tax collection. January 1st to 31st, 3%, February 1st to the 28th, 2%, March from 1st to March 31st, 1%, April, May, June, July, and August, 0. Do I have a mover? Seconder. All in favor? Sherry? Aye. Unfinished business. Culvert request. Crossroads.
2 and 3.
The first one was I talked to him, and there's actually no personal gain in this, because he probably figured it's a conflict, because it's father to son deal, or I guess. And they said there's no personal, I'm not gaining nothing out of this, it's an RM deal.
Yeah.
So the way I understood, I shouldn't have to leave this premises. It's if use of different, I don't know, that's what I was told. Anyways, I think I should be in on, regardless on what we decide to do, whether we do the 25%, the scrap price, or tender.
This is for the second approach?
There is no second approach.
This is just for extension.
But he wants for the second.
No,
No,
This is extension.
to extend the first that's there.
there's no second approach.
Are they coming into his yard?
Yeah,
Oh, I did, okay.
there is no second approach.
No,
But he wanted one?
No.
No? Oh, okay, I was understood he wanted
but
one.
that's what was discussed at this table, is there a second
Okay.
approach?
Yeah.
Then when I spoke to Ron,
Yeah.
no, just want to make so we can get another.
Yeah.
Just make it longer.
It's always been covered extensions.
No, I knew it was
It's always
extension.
Okay,
been-
I thought it was
Pardon me?
second approach, sorry.
It's always been presented as culvert extensions.
Okay.
Yeah, no, I'm sorry,
Yeah.
I misunderstood.
Yeah, no, I was told something, there was a second approach.
So I intended to buy some culverts, and I would prefer to buy used culverts, and on behalf of my daughter as well, so I think that I should probably step out. I'm thinking,
I agree. Ron doesn't agree.
Well, that's what they have now.
yeah, this is different, because this is,
Oh, I see.
I want to buy something for my.
Because he wants to buy personally.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
This doesn't include you in this, it has nothing to do with you. You don't benefit from this decision one way or the other.
But if the culvert pricing could.
The culvert pricing will.
Well, that's wrong. But I don't know, it's weird, it's.
I guess maybe the question is, can you remain unbiased and make an unbiased decision when it's your son?
And I'm
Or
already
your
thinking in my
daughter.
head that I'm already biased, because I'll see you guys in a few minutes.
Only the counselor can decide if they are unbiased. So if Ron is saying he doesn't think it's a conflict, only the counselor can decide if they think it's a conflict or not.
It's not benefiting Ron.
Well, there's not,
No.
not benefiting at all.
No.
You're not getting any gain out of it.
No, there's no personal gain.
So-
Like, I'm not getting paid for his deal.
Does-
So who, the three options given, who come up with those?
Yeah, that's what I'd like to know.
I am presenting options.
Oh,
that
you are.
You
Okay.
guys can say,
Okay.
give them away, you can say, charge this, charge this. I'm just giving you some options, that paths that we could go down, and then the previous information based on what had occurred. So resolution was already passed, this was the outcome, I contacted the ratepayer, they didn't want to proceed with that. Then some other situations went on, this is what came of that, this is what they then requested to purchase. So then here's the information on what they had requested to purchase, and then how much each of those items of course cost.
Okay.
Good options, though, I think.
They're all reasonable.
Yeah.
I guess, when I look at this, you've got four extensions you're basically getting right. For a price at 25% of $750, it's pretty reasonable.
But going forward, that's something you could use for anyone, it doesn't have to be, it could become a part of our deal. You got a used culvert in the yard and somebody wants to buy it, that's what the cost of it is.
Well,
So
it's
what are you
25.
saying, like just the good part of the culvert? That's what you're meant?
Well, I don't, yeah.
Yes,
That's the
just
thing, you
just the
just
good part.
The good part, huh?
Good, yeah, you're buying a good part.
So-
So if it's 7 feet long and there's only 4 feet that are good, you're buying 4 feet.
4 feet.
Yeah, you're in charge for it.
Oh, okay, yeah, that makes more sense.
That makes more
Yeah,
sense.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
that's all.
This is
So-
kind of a unique situation though for Ron's son. He's gonna do the work, that's what I gathered. If he had the pipe, he'd do the work.
Right.
The work is, it's there, it's gonna be, he's gonna have to be material all in, I'm pretty certain. You
Yeah.
can't get anything maybe you can a little further down, but I don't think there's much material
No.
grab to it.
No, you have to all material.
No, so,
I didn't include us doing it, cause he said he would do the work, so I only included the supply
Yeah, see,
cost.
that's-
Yeah, I only
Yeah.
included the
That's right,
supply cost,
that's
cause he said,
that enters into it as far as I'm concerned.
And this is basically units or couplers and culverts that were deemed somewhat not usable because there's only sections of it that is usable.
You can see it in the pictures, there's some.
Yeah.
Yeah,
so.
And we've also, other ratepayers about use culverts for 50%, and this is 25%.
Yeah.
So,
It's
yeah.
very reasonable.
So I
Yeah.
gave the full length, so say the full length of the culvert was 16.5.
I think
but
if
then
we were
one
gonna
person
send them
for
to scrap, then that's a sum for the 25%.
Right?
Because scrap, yes.
Well, that's the
And then they
thing,
can sell it for scrap.
most
There's,
kids,
like you were saying, there's quite a bit of it in there. There's a few pieces in
I
there.
just never really, I don't know what's really,
Oh.
I didn't have a clue. It was just a big.
These are really-
I never seen it there.
Yeah, I know, but in the whole lot.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's just-
you know, and I guess it's something that's
If we have a place to.
food for thought. If we need, there's a 6-foot piece or something for the future for extension, so you can take through it, it's a lot of work, manpower work.
It is.
Through it. And then also if you're putting extension on the municipal road, and you're putting used culvert in there, what are you actually doing? Something's already wore up and put it back in there?
You already took it out of somewhere.
Hey?
You already took it out of somewhere.
Exactly, so that's why I hesitated on putting it in on any municipal roadway, a used culvert.
There's some,
it's like an extension though, it's not.
Yeah, an extension's a little different.
Yeah.
It
extension.
depends on the condition of the culvert.
Use
Depends.
Because if you
Yeah.
take out a whole piece,
4 feet to the
it's 10
dam.
feet good stuff, it's
Exactly.
10 feet of good stuff. If it's still shiny, it's probably good.
Yeah.
If it's brown,
Yeah.
it should go in the scrap pile, it's
Yeah,
simple.
exactly.
Simple math.
Brown's down.
Brown is down.
Yeah.
There's no sense putting a new piece onto an old rusted old pipe.
Either.
No,
Either.
go both ways.
Yeah.
And it's nice to have some of those small pieces of scab in a hole when you get a disaster. You can fix a hole temporarily
Yeah.
by putting a skin on it or something.
So everybody likes option one then?
Just this one you were talking
No, the school development. Just read those, 1, 2, and 3.
Tender two, but tender B, I don't know how you go about that.
about. I would just do option one and be done with it.
Yeah.
That's what.
2 is definitely out.
That's what he wants to do.
1 is good and that's it. Pretty fair.
Is everybody happy with one? Mine's not coming up.
Which one is?
Which one is one?
That's
Sell
the
the used
750.
cutlery culvert, reduce 25% of new. And I just want to know who's holding the end of the tape measure, that's all.
Don't look at me, let me either. I was wrong, I wanted to
Because what we're doing is selling the full length at 25%, and then the buyer cuts off the scrap part, is that kind of what that means? I don't know.
Well, you got 3.5 meters, you got 5.5 meters, whatever.
Well, those are the two options you got. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, cool, yeah.
I don't know, we always, people wanted an extension, culvert extensions, we did it. Now we got a new guy moving into our community. Hopefully he's gonna have family there and go to school, and now we're gonna charge him. I don't, things don't always stay the same,
Yeah, so that goes back to what we were gonna discuss about changing all the other culverts.
Yeah.
that-
Yeah.
That's gonna be a whole new
but,
discussion.
well, that's, yeah.
Well, the only,
We can't charge pile for this,
No.
and then go around and give it to the next guy.
Yeah.
but you don't buy much for 25% on that dollar. If that's what we're doing here, I think
Well,
that's
if we were
fair.
gonna turn around and sell it for scrap, you should get it for scrap. If that's what we were gonna do, if we were gonna get
Yeah,
what's in hand,
but
come
it-
in and throw it all in a bin and.
But I don't believe those, I mean, I'm not just, it doesn't matter who it is, but these two culverts are not scrap. And like say, if it's still shiny, as far as I'm concerned, it's usable. That's a, because I mean, we damage, that culverts get damaged all the time, so you put a new one in.
If there's a wreck piece on it, it should be cut out. and it should be put in the pile.
Absolutely.
Yeah, exactly.
Sell the available length, the usable length,
Exactly.
usable length of.
And you know, there's some of those flat bottom ones that are piled in that corner are perfectly good culverts.
They are.
Not a thing wrong with them.
Yeah, there's some good culverts back there.
There is some.
Heavy pipe.
Heavy ones.
They look damaged because you have a flat bottom.
Well, that's what they
People that
think.
don't know that
Yeah.
think they're damaged,
Yeah, I've
Yeah.
been told that
but
too.
it's a flat bottom. Like, I didn't know that
There's some big ones back
until
there.
I got into some of them old culverts, the flat bottom.
Yeah, and if you can match them, they're very hard to match.
Yeah, the coupler is the biggest thing with him.
Yeah, to find the,
But he wants
You
this,
guys-
you can't table this, he wants this extension right away,
Well,
right?
exactly, we've been pussyfooting around this forever.
Well, option, if he's doing the work and buying the extension, we get, I don't know what we've got to lose in using a piece of culvert we got
Yeah.
in our,
I think we should give him the culvert for nothing and let him do the work. That'd be my
Well,
feeling.
that used
To be kind of half going back to what we've done in the past, which we did everything in the past.
I think if we do that, Jeff will hang us when he comes back.
Yeah.
Hey, you only
Well,
hang me once.
What's he wanna do with this? He wants to do some work on,
No, not Jeff's, but the motion we just tabled a minute ago for Jeff's rate bear there, so.
Right.
So I think we need to do the sale of this. I mean, Robert has an opinion, I have one, I guess, but we need to sell this pipe the way option one for this situation, so we can move forward. They can move
Yeah.
forward, and so can we.
Yes, I agree.
Until we get this all figured out.
Yeah,
what are the-
that makes sense.
And if, as long as the.
As long as the ratepayer's satisfied,
with that, then
he'll get his
I mean,
extension.
the ratepayer went and looked at the culverts, he looked at them, so he obviously knows.
He's satisfied with what he saw
Satisfied with
there.
your products.
Yeah.
Like I say, I would say there's no sense putting new with used.
no.
I would think, I don't know.
At this stage,
Unless it's very, very new,
really,
very new quality.
Those approaches, that approach, those pipes haven't been taken for,
I don't remember.
I don't remember here, just around the corner. That big pipe we get,
Yes,
not that many.
yeah. And one to the north on Tony Carson's
Yeah.
old place.
Yeah.
That's been, but that's been a while too.
That's a lot. Yeah, I don't think I remember it. Put that one
The
in.
one south of Stepas, I always say Stepas yard, but the one south, I remember there being a bridge there, we put culverts in there, that's, I remember.
Yeah, you got some council that, I remember.
Could have been.
When that bridge was.
So on this, should it be then an option one or?
Yeah, whatever you guys want. So if you choose option one or whatever, we can change this to whatever. I just didn't know trade, so I
Yeah.
assumed we would just cross it out and write whatever you guys choose on here. But somebody's gotta make motions to do whatever you guys choose.
Well, I'll make a motion to choose option one. That'll keep things
I'll
moving.
second that motion.
Then we can vote it on accordingly, so if you want to record a vote, we can do that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Jeff gets back and.
Oh, yeah, we better wait for Jeff, sorry, we better wait for Jeff, yeah. What we can do, record a vote if that makes council happy too.
But Jeff excused himself.
Oh, for the culvert discussion.
Right.
For
So
the-
So
Yeah.
he doesn't get.
he doesn't get a vote, okay, he doesn't get to come back.
Papers, I hope he didn't go to the archives, we'll never get him out of there.
Yeah.
So the option one is 25%.
Yeah.
So then I'm just saying, on a cost recovery basis based on option one, which is 25% of new.
Okay.
Do you want to do a recorded vote, because that's important to you guys? Because we have to do that now, let's do it later, so.
Yep. I
Okay.
want to record.
Okay, let's record the vote. But you gotta read it first, anyway.
Nay and yay, right?
Yep.
Okay, Earl.
Well, let's make the motion first, and then
Oh,
we'll
okay.
vote on that. But I'll make the motion, we do the voting.
Okay, a verbal request is received to the purchase of solid culverts and couplers, 1 by 30 by 3.5 meter, 1 by 30 by 5.5 meter, 1 by 48 by 30.5 meter, 1 by 30 coupler. A verbal request was also received for a new 48-inch coupler. Therefore, be it resolved that the council agree to supply the culvert and couplers on the cost of recovery basis on option one, which was 25% of new. Do I have a move? Okay.
Yeah, so just for clarity, the used items would be 25% and the brand new item would be brand new.
The coupler is brand new, so that's, you wanna work like that?
Put that
Coupler would be at new, or if it's used, is there a usable coupler there?
No.
No, no
there's
usable
not-
couplers?
There is a used 30-inch, but not a used 48.
Okay.
That should be in the resolution, I believe, that this is used pipe you're selling.
Yeah, and a new coupler right now, we're just adding the coupler part right now.
Yeah.
So then it's gonna say cost recovery based on option 1, which is 25% of new for used items. And new price for 48-inch coupler, because it's brand new.
Okay. Do I have a move?
Me.
Earl Burt. Second, Dave Tudor. Okay, Nate, or Earl, sorry.
Yes.
Robert.
No, I think it should be given to him for nothing. If we're set, we'll do the work.
Option 1, yay.
You say nay. I think you should be getting to them too.
I don't say I think he'd be happy both ways, so he's happy to get it done. I know that. I don't want the yay or nay, but I think Eric would be happy just to be a bottom.
Alright,
I think Eric would be happy to be a bottom because he just wants it done.
so yay.
Yeah. I don't know what we did in the past, but I mean, everybody's, I don't know.
Your turn, Carl.
I'll tie it.
That means there's no decision. If you tie it,
And throw it out the window.
then it's out.
And he doesn't get to work.
I won't
Then he
skip
doesn't get
that.
it.
He'll get a Christmas present. Yay. Carried.
I believe we have to break for lunch because tax sale's right at 1 o'clock.
I like that sound.
Sorry for forcing you guys on a lunch break. Did I give you the motion for lunch?
Anything else that we can do?
What she wants is back sharp, and what she
Oh,
needs
yeah,
is
yeah,
tax sale
yeah.
starts at once.
Yeah,
You gotta eat a lot of Chinese food.
Sorry.
You see here 84 north. It's just a boundary,
Down here, over here.
right? Yeah.
That's, there's a call there.
So we need, that we now adjourn this regular meeting at
11:52.
11:52
Notice that it was down that road.
to break for lunch. Do I have a mover?
Just past me.
I'll second just to make it feel better.
Somebody turned it. You notice?
All in favor? Carried. 12. 59. Do I have a mover? Jeff Emerson. Seconder?
Sure.
Ronnie Kosachuk. All in favor? Carried.
Yeah, mine will probably go off too.
Be it resolved that we adjourn this regular meeting of council at 1 o'clock to hold our 2024 tax sale. We have a mover, Dave Tudor, seconder, Robert Scott. All in favor? Carried. All right.
Pass it over to the
Oh,
auctioneer to read the.
Sure, yeah, we can do that. We can get going, probably we'll give it 2 or 3 minutes. Tax service likes us to wait a little bit, even after the posted time,
to make sure that somebody isn't late and shows up and
Sure.
means that we didn't give them time to get here. So if we make this 1:03 or something like that, then I'm gonna go.
I know the roll number.
They'll always say, did you wait? And I'll say, yes, we waited. There you go.
That's right here.
That is 1:03 already. Yeah. Yeah, by that clock.
That's because Robert's got that early.
Well, you're the guy that's shutting off all the cameras. So, tax sale is subject to the following terms and conditions with respect to each property. The purchaser of the property will be responsible for any unpaid municipal utilities and any property taxes not yet due. The municipality will exercise its right to reset a reserve bid in the amount of the arrears and costs. If the purchaser intends to bid by proxy, a letter of authorization form must be presented prior to the start of the auction. Anybody bidding by proxy? No. Municipality makes no representations or warranties whatsoever concerning the properties being sold. The successful purchaser must, at the time of sale, make payment in cash, certified check, or bank draft to the rural municipality of Rosedale as follows. If purchase price is 10,000 or less, or that's in full, if it's at 10,000 or less. If the purchase price is greater than 10,000, the purchaser must provide a non-refundable deposit in the amount of $10,000, and the balance of the purchase price must be paid within 20 days of the sale. And a fee in the amount of $585, $477 in GST. The preparation of the transfer of title documents will be charged. The purchaser will be responsible for registering the transfer of title documents in the land titles office, including the registration costs. The risk of the property lies with the purchaser immediately following the auction. The purchaser is responsible for obtaining vacant possession. If the property is non-residential property, the purchaser must pay GST to the municipality, or if a GST registrant provide a GST declaration. Then, pursuant to Section S 373 of the Municipal Act, the following individuals, unless acting as an agent of the municipality, are prohibited from bidding. A, the auctioneer, immediate family, or entity in which he or she has a pecuniary interest. B, a member of council, spouse, or tenant, child, or entity in which he or she has a pecuniary interest, and any employee of the municipality and immediate family. Be advised that legal titles policy is to refuse to accept a tax sale transfer to someone who is already a registered owner of the property. So, finally, the property will not be declared sold to the highest bidder until the bidder has presented the required deposit and has signed the auction sale conditions. Failure to make the deposit shall result in rejection of the bid, and the land shall be sold to the next highest bidder, subject to meeting the deposit as set out above. So that is what we have for terms and conditions. So, notice of public hearing, sales of lands for the areas of taxes, road, RM of municipality. So we'll just go down, there's 3 properties listed here. I'll go down by the roll number, and then the reserve bid will start at that, if anybody wants to kick in. And if not, then declare it as unsold, and it goes back to the RM. So,
The first 2 properties on the list have redeemed.
Okay.
Only 62200 is up for tax sale today.
6220, okay, so that's good. 1 to do. Okay, so 62200, good. And the reserve bid is $2,914.55. So is there any bid on that property at that? Yes, we have. Anybody want to go $3,000? Anybody at $3,000 on that property? Well, somebody kick in and then I can do a real auction. This is the second call on that one. So, third call on 62200. 0200 is $2,914.55. We have a bid at that reserve bid. So, as long as you have certified funds or can get them toot to sweep, you can look after things and we'll go from there. So, it's up to you.
John Kerr would be happy about this. I knew
Yes.
John Kerr quite well, back in his council days and stuff, and Bill Watson should have bought this thing when he offered it to him about 50 years ago, but anyways, it's in the good hands. It'll never leave.
Now it's secure.
It'll never leave.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a sanctuary, so great. So.
Good.
So before we
Okay.
resume council, we'll go to the office and we'll secure the funds, we'll give Mr. Cathcart a receipt, and then we'll be back to pass the resolution.
Thanks. Okay.
Okay?
As long as
So we will go
everybody's
secure
good,
funds.
I like your auction.
I know you're good. Okay, take care, everybody.
Yeah, take care. Thank you.
Bye.
Be resolved that the 2024 tax sale now be closed at 1:26 p.m. To resume our regular meeting of council. Do I have a mover? Britton. Second by Dave Tedder. All in favor? Whereas the tax sale was held on Monday, October 21st, 2024 with Brad Myers as the auctioneer, therefore be it resolved that the roll number 62200, all that portions of the southwest quarter of section 121515 WPM, which lies south of the right-of-way of the Manitoba and Northwestern Railway Plan 296 NLTO Southwest 121515 S was sold for $2,914.55. Robert Gordon Scott Cathcart, address box 3, Neequa, Manitoba, ROJ1HO, where there were 1 bids for the property. The conditions of the sale from the property were read, therefore the auction started. Before the auction started. Do I have a mover? Robert Scott. Seconder. Ron Carson. Jeff Henderson. He hasn't been in there for a while. All in favor? Carried. Aggregate agreement. Aggregate bylaw. Rob Smith and Son.
I don't know if everybody's had a chance to review the information that's been attached. So we sent aggregate packages to all the folks around the community that we thought should have gotten an aggregate package that may have been hauling aggregate in the RM. And Rob Smith and Son has been identified as a hauler in the RM of Rosedale. So when we asked for the fees to be paid and the submissions to be made, an invoice was sent to us because they said they have a verbal agreement not to follow the bylaw. So I'm bringing it to council for a decision on how you would like us to proceed, because I do believe there is an email also attached to the agenda where council had previously decided that everybody would be following the bylaw. Back in 2019, she had forwarded that. And then Rob Smith and Son had also submitted payment for 2022. After that email had been sent, my understanding is the person that was working at the company is no longer there. So I'm not sure how council would like to proceed with them issuing us an invoice for work that we didn't ask or tender.
But isn't that, well, the bill, the invoice they sent, isn't that what we're expecting from all of our road haulers? If they damage our road, they put it back the way they found it, and that's a part of the agreement they signed. And that's basically what they're billing us for, is graveling and maintaining a road that they use to haul aggregate on, or ergon, or whatever it's called, aggregate. Because that's part of the road haul agreement, is to maintain the roads they use, whomever they are.
But what stretch is that they're hauling, that they
I-
fix?
Well, yeah.
Because they're hauling on my road right now and they haven't fixed it.
No idea, you don't know about it.
The only that invoice is for the stretch from their pit to number 5 highway.
Correct.
That's the way I read it.
Yeah, that's what I would gather too.
Yeah.
Oh.
So how can that be 8,000 or whatever?
90 north, wherever that is.
They did a lot of work to it, I know that. Didn't they put geo in that one spot? Or they were supposed to? I didn't see that on the thing though.
I don't know.
That I don't know.
Weren't they going to?
Well, there was talk about it.
Mm-hmm. What was talking about?
Yeah, there's no geo on this invoice, but
No,
that doesn't mean they
no.
didn't do it before.
Year that was the day he talked about doing it.
Because
That one chunk in there.
the oldest part of this invoice is October 24, 23.
23, yeah. Right here, till now, yeah.
Well, so, can I just want to make sure I understand, so in 2019, they requested the verbal agreement be continued, and Kara, the CAO, informed them in 2019 that the verbal agreement was no longer in effect. And then subsequent to that, they signed the agreement. And now,
And submitted payment.
yeah, so it's not even what they did, like, it's just it's not a legitimate invoice, right? It's just not.
That's what I'm asking
Yeah,
council.
okay.
I don't approve the invoice, so they've sent it to us to say, submit at your convenience. So I'm not sure, because if I am going to get work done in the RM, I need to tender it. And that
Like, this
wasn't
isn't even a
tendered.
conversation.
And then I don't know how we are to pay an invoice for something that we didn't try to purchase.
Well, if we do this, if we approve this invoice, every gravel company in the municipality hauls gravel here will be sending us an invoice for a road they put a bucket of gravel on or drag down. So we can't, the idea of the agreement is the agreement. This is outside the agreement. But I don't care what names it's on the invoice, it's gotta be across the board.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that our procurement policy just gives you all the authority that you need to just reject the invoice.
So then we will send, the request then is for me to send them an email to request that they pay their aggregate fees.
Yes. That's not been paid. That's the only part we have any say over.
No, it hasn't been paid for 2023. That's what we were trying to recuperate. When Elsa came over, she sent it to everybody. And then fees were collected for 2022 year, but no fees were collected for 2023 year. And then the invoice was sent to us for payment if, I guess maybe if we're gonna hold them accountable to the aggregate, they're expecting that they're gonna hold us accountable to pay that invoice. So I didn't know how council would want me to proceed in that situation.
You basically did work without any authorization at all. They did it at home, and really they're the ones that benefit from doing the work. Mostly because they're traveling the road mostly, right?
Mm-hmm.
Or trucks going non-stop through. So. And yeah, you set a precedent if you all of a sudden go ahead and do what we should be doing, right?
Well, they said that there's a billing on here for grading and stuff. We do own a couple of graders, so it should have been a request sent to you if it was to be graded, right? And then we've never paid to grade yet across the, well, I guess we do on the Boundary Road, but
Well, so if it's Mr. Farmer, the snowbank's at the end of his driveway, and his grader is gonna be there 2 or 3 days, guess what Mr. Farmer does, go along, cleans snow, does he send us a bill?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Same idea.
Same idea.
Or somebody that mows ditches.
Yeah.
I know a couple people.
Yeah, well, yeah.
Well, the same thing, eh?
Same thing, yeah.
Do it on our own
On your own dime.
goodwill, I guess. or
Yeah.
dime.
Yeah. So,
I don't know.
okay, so you gotta draw the line in the sand, if you wanna call it, literally, so to speak, so.
Sort of speaking, I guess, you're right.
And there's lots of ratepayers that do little jobs that you were just discussing, right?
Yeah.
I don't know.
I don't know. I know he does drag it
Yeah,
quite a bit,
yeah.
but he uses it.
Oh, yeah. So when you see the wear and tear of trucks.
So it's it.
So,
I'd sooner put that grader on there myself.
yeah.
As long as they're allowed to, because I think that's, we gave them permission to do it, didn't we? Did we not? Yeah. Did we give them permission to grade it when they wanted, if they needed to?
Yeah, I think
I
so.
think so,
Yeah,
because,
I remember talking to Rob and he said, well, I know it's rough,
Yeah.
but our guys are doing it. And so we'll put a grader on. There was no ever any talk about who's paying for
no,
what.
no,
He said, we use the road.
yeah, yeah.
But, well, I know, this
That's
bill,
all.
that's the first time I saw that,
This, yeah,
any invoice ever come.
it never has, no.
It's a bit of a reaction to the
To-
road haul agreement, right?
Right, that's all it is, it's a reaction to the action.
Yeah.
Yeah,
69.
Yeah, I didn't know anything about that. Anyway, I just thought, Bob said that they do it when they had, you like you ran a grader for them.
I remember running a grader on that road
Yeah.
myself.
It was appreciated.
Yeah.
I mean, we can't be on that road every
No,
2 or 3 days.
no.
And the 2019 email is clear. Like, there's not a lot of room there for ambiguity, so.
Okay, so. Better you wanna put it in the bottom here for them, that's.
What do you guys want the motion to be? So, whereas aggregate feeds are collected annually as per bylaw 2-2023, and whereas correspondence has been received from Ralph Smith and Son related to payment of aggregate fees to the municipality, therefore be it resolved, the council of the RM of Rosedale would like to what?
Well, we need to, I guess we need to collect on the road agreement fees, first of all, and then this invoice is technically an insult to us, so I think it should be thrown out.
There's no formal
Work order.
work request or anything,
Yeah.
or to be, I don't know how to word that.
Nothing's documented.
Performed, yeah.
Pardon?
Nothing's documented.
No, that's not stopping, but we just don't,
No, I know.
we're not being invoiced for it, eh?
Yeah.
So I could say the council of the RM of Rosedale has not requested
This work.
this work.
Yeah,
Yeah.
as described.
It's not authorized this work to be done.
Material equal too, but we didn't ask for it.
Yeah.
Ain't right?
No, you gotta be.
It was appreciated. I mean,
Yeah,
all the
yeah.
folks that travel that road.
I would
I'm
say
sure
we did
they
not
appreciate
tender
it.
Yeah.
or procure these services.
Did not procure.
Yes,
That's
yeah.
Because we authorized them to do
Yeah.
work.
The grading, not
Yeah.
the ex, yeah, not to be invoiced for it.
Yeah.
You can see that quick, because I didn't see it. All right, sure, sir, again.
And then that I send them communication that they shall be abiding by the bylaw.
We request our CO inform them of bylaw. Send them a copy if they like. I think there's an email attached, you can send it to the email.
Because again, it's one of those cases where, because there's a clear policy on this one, so the CAO has all the authority in the world to stick to the policy. And then if they want to appeal it, they can get on the agenda and come and appeal
Right.
and ask us to change something afterwards, right? But I think it's pretty clear that you have all the authority under current policy.
I don't know what verbal agreements have been made prior to my time,
Great.
so that's why I was asking
I don't know
those
anything about it,
questions.
so.
And I don't know what verbal agreements maybe took place after Kara sent that email to them. Because I'm hearing that there have been conversations verbally with him to say, yeah, you can grade it, yeah, you can, so I don't, that's why I wanted to bring it to council, because I don't know what's been communicated to him, to them, to that business, sorry.
But in the road haul agreement, it says they can they're required to maintain it the way they found it. I mean, so if they, obviously damages, this bill is general maintenance to the policy we already presented them, so.
So I will have, the Council of the RM of Rosedale has not procured the work associated to the invoice 2023-178. Furthermore, be it resolved that the CAO informed Rob Smith and Son that the bylaw must be followed.
With the protocol agreement, do we even, I should say, use it anymore, not word it?
We don't police it very much.
No.
Everybody's been submitting, like Robert had called because Alan Coop was hauling, and we just reached out to him and said, hey, are you aware of this? And he came in right away and purchased what he needed to.
Right.
I know P. Baker submits, Rempel submits.
Like the permit, whatever, but I mean, far as to maintain it after, they don't maintain it, these guys.
I don't know.
No, because I mean, years ago,
Because
we
we
had a contractor in, like, especially at Eden there, they'd come in and inspect the culverts, the road, everything. And then when they were done, they'd inspect it again, and if anything needed to be tweaked, re-gravelled or culvert collapsed,
Yeah.
they would redo that. But today, I don't think we,
So there's no way of enforcing it, basically, right? So if you do the whole grievance, your 10,000 yards, you pay those fees. And after you've done whatever to the road, you drive away and
yeah,
then what happens?
I know,
We fix.
we fix.
I've done one of those agreements myself since I've been counselor, not this term, but last one, where you actually sign with the company.
Correct.
And then when they go, you sign, or you don't sign the first one, sorry, you sign the last one, you leave, just to make
You
sure it's the
leave.
way you expected it to be.
Yes.
So maybe we're just not
That's
carrying
what we
through,
used to
we're not
do.
following through with that form.
All the
Maybe not.
time, that's what we used to do.
Yeah.
The way the bylaw is set up is, in reality, they should be informing us where they're hauling before
Correct.
they're hauling.
Correct, yeah.
But that's not happening. They're just submitting fees after the fact.
Yeah.
And I can't police them
No.
from the office, so if we
No.
had a foreman,
Mm-hmm.
we would at least have somebody on the ground
Watching.
watching, you know, like sometimes Carl will call or somebody will call and
Mhm.
say, hey, this guy's hauling.
Mhm.
So then I will send an email to say, we noticed you hauling
Mhm.
this road to this road, you know.
Mhm.
So at least we have something documented that they were hauling on those
Yeah.
days.
So are you tasking the new foreman with that?
I can, once he gets his head from above water.
Yep.
What's that mean?
Well, there's a lot to learn for
Was there
somebody
any?
that's never
Oh, I
done
thought he
this
was
type of
in
job.
that. He wasn't, never had nothing to do with this before. Oh, really?
Not
Okay.
a municipality.
Well,
It seems simple to us, but I can't imagine coming in here brand new.
yeah.
It's horrible.
I thought he was.
I thought he was like, I don't
It's
know.
horrible. There's a lot to learn, a
Hmm.
lot.
Yeah, I didn't know.
Okay. So, can we move on this, or you want me to read it again?
I've got a question, Carl.
Sure.
Did all the major haulers, did they get a haul license? That's all happened?
Yeah, just Robert Smith has not, like Rebel has, Baker has, Kite has. I think there's like 20 people that have. We have a spreadsheet tracking
Spring Hill
everybody.
had.
Oh,
Yeah,
that-
Spring Hill had,
Did he?
Parkway, there was, I think maybe Cool Spring.
Could be, I don't remember.
There's a,
Oh, and then
we have a spreadsheet to keep track because we can't just keep track on the top of our heads who's paid and who hasn't. There's a lot.
No, I was wondering about Colette, because he phoned me,
Yes.
and
He has paid.
he has been in,
Yeah.
because they've got a pile to haul. I don't know what I guess. How much is in those piles, John?
Where's it?
He,
Yeah, even northeast.
Well,
Our
I
old
haven't-
gravel pit.
I haven't been there
Oh,
for
they got a
years.
pile.
Oh, really?
5 piles there.
Oh, really?
it's a lot of pounding on the road.
I haven't been there.
But you know what? He came in the spring, and he
Really hard.
laid down dust control, and he laid her down thick, boy.
Yeah.
made a really good job. He brings in a tanker load.
Well, that's good.
Yeah.
That was the summer he did, yes, he did, great job.
Oh, yeah, he did the same thing last year.
Yeah.
He says, I suppose I'll have to do dust control. I said,
Do I have a seconder? All in favor? Carried. Boundary Road, 84 North, repair 50/50.
So during the last meeting, we had resolved that I would coordinate with the CAO from North Cypress Langford, which I did. She presented to her council the quote that we had provided, and they had agreed that they would be willing to pay half. Shall we proceed with the repairs on the municipal road? So then I guess I'm just looking to see if you guys agree that we will pay half.
We agree that we agree.
I'll make the motion. We'll agree to our own request.
I learned my lesson with the other.
Construction with North Cypress Langford CAO to repair the culvert located on the boundary road between the municipalities, whereas the estimated amount was presented to North Cypress Langford to repair the area. The Council of North Cypress Langford municipality provided a payment for 50% of the estimated repair costs, therefore the council approves the repairs of the boundary road location. Dave Tucker moved it. Seconder, Earl Burton. All in favor? Carried. Now, all the reports, everybody go through the NAPD, the RCMP report, the CAO's report, and the LUD report. Any questions on it? Here's also the list of requests being received for certifications. September 2024 RCMP report, October 21st, 2024 CAO report, meeting minutes of NAPD August 26th, 2024 report, and the LUD meeting minutes. Do I have a mover? Seconder? All in favor? Carried. Open discussion. 111 N Road cleanup.
I don't know, Dave, if you want to give any information on that. I just had it on the agenda before we had discussion.
There is no
So
information
there's
on
no
what we
update?
decided
Yep.
last time, and that's been put forward. I have no idea what else is gonna take place, the application and submit it, so
Okay.
that's all I got.
DFA site 18, additional repairs.
Yeah, just let's move that, we call it DFA 18, but it just be around the road bridge. And it's these repairs are above the cost of the DFA site, of course, that's the south button wall and the southeast wing wall. So, on inspection just recently, I noticed that was an issue, so as we said pre-meeting, we'll get more information to you guys, maybe pictures even, and a quote or guesstimate or estimate on what's gonna be repaired. And I know we're running out of time this time of year to be having meetings on meetings type of thing, so the next meeting, I'm not sure when that is, it's probably on the 8th, is it, Carl?
Yeah.
Well, it's probably gonna take till that time to get stuff together anyway, so
Yeah.
we could probably discuss it there in detail in full council if that's
Yeah.
okay. Something else comes up,
I can email us or whatever.
if you're good with that. Okay, well, good, thank you.
Grant application.
So the provincial government announced they've got a $42 million pot of money for grants. It's 50% grant to any RM that has an eligible capital project. And examples, like I only know what I know from the press release, but the examples they gave were like fire trucks and programs for solid waste management, that sort of thing. And I just thought because we were budgeting for a fire truck, that it would be a good idea to get a 50% matching grant for one.
Absolutely.
Just recently, John?
Yeah, it did.
Yeah.
Came out last week. Yeah.
Okay.
And 42 million will go really quick,
Expiry time?
November 15th.
Wow.
So a council resolution is required for this grant, so I was hoping I could get all my shenanigans together by the November 8th meeting and then pass the resolution to present on the grant. So the fire truck for sure is one item, but I needed to do some more research on the waste management, the solid waste, if that would include a cell.
Okay.
Like a making up cell or
Right.
what that solid waste management is, if that's a transfer station, if that's an actual household cell, what that means. And then of course, we need to be prepared budget-wise to
50%?
go on with the project if we don't get the grant.
I don't know if I got idea. Well,
So we can, I don't assume that we'll know if we get the grant until after 2025 has turned over, but I can find out when we're gonna find out also. Yeah.
and I just wanted to make a couple more comments about that, is because in that special meeting that we had, I had talked about, one of the points I brought up was how admin staff and whatnot and priorities. And I mentioned like landfill and housing and whatnot, and I made some criticisms about how we're putting some things ahead of others. And like in hindsight, and because it was brought to my attention, that was an unfair criticism because we don't have priorities, because we don't have a strategic plan. So one of the things that I wanted to know about this one was whether or not making a strategic plan can be squeezed into a capital project or not. To get some funding for that, I don't know, but it also highlights the need to have pocket projects ready to go. It's like something that's discrete. We need to spend money on it, but we would much prefer to wait if we can get some matching funds and have it prioritized by council as part of the strategic plan and say, yes, when the opportunity avails itself, this is the one we apply for. And that way there's not any kind of miscommunication, one way or the back and forth.
We have been working on creating a form for council to complete when they're suggesting projects. So it would give all the information associated to the project, what we think the cost is going to be. Are there going to be ongoing costs to the RM? So say we're building a community center, for example, what are those ongoing fees going to cost if we choose to enter into that capital project? Do we think there's a grant available or not? Where are the funds going to come from? So there's a bunch of questions that would be answered on the sheet. And then I would ask council if they're presenting a project for the capital budget next year to complete that, and then council has something to discuss. If you guys want to do it or you don't want to do it. So Earl, I know, wants to do 110. This year we did 109, but we just wrote 109. We had no scope. We didn't know how big we were gonna repair. We didn't have any of that. We just kind of threw a thumb mark, 30,000 is gonna repair it. But I'd like to get some more details on projects that people are requesting for us to complete. Because then in the end, we have to tender that project. And then I'm trying to get all the details after the fact, but we've already budgeted and then maybe we didn't put enough funds in the budget. So I can email that out to you guys so you can see what questions we should be answering, I guess, if we're putting something on the capital budget. And then maybe that would help support what Jeff is presenting, because then we would have those ready to go.
Yeah.
So if they didn't get in budget this year, then maybe we could do them if we could get get a grant or something, but it would be documented.
Mhm.
What do you think? That would probably, because we could do fire
No,
truck as an example.
I think that's a great approach.
No, we do, because you gives us all numbers ahead of time, and then when we go to do the budget, there's no big surprises. 'Cause
And then you guys can hash it out and
Yeah.
decide what you think is,
One more priority than
You're
another.
already in.
Yeah.
True.
yeah.
The other examples, before it goes too far, I just want to say a couple other examples. One of the things that you mentioned there is like diverting solid waste from the landfill to preserve the life of it, and through compost bins and whatnot. And I don't know if it's ever been talked about here, or if it's feasible to do a project to get a lot more provided compost bins to any ratepayer that wants one, as part of this kind of a capital project, just to divert, even if it's only a few £100 a year per person, it's still
Less than landfill.
A lesson in the landfill.
a little less methane, because it composts, like when it breaks down so much faster in an open air composter, so a little less methane, a little less pollution. And the other one was sampling of clay deposits, just because we're short of clay. And if we could get some sort of project together to actually identify
Place ones.
yeah.
No, and that clay, when we're talking about landfills and that, at one point in time, don't quote me on this, there also, you could buy a liner instead of clay, it was not.
Yeah.
But there was quite a bit of difference in money. But if this, yeah, but if this project would help us get a liner quicker than clay, because clay seems to be a topic that is never going away. Nobody has clay, nobody wants to test for clay. So is a liner a possibility?
At half price.
At half price.
At a grand situation, yeah.
You know,
Mhm.
and it gets the landfill going quicker.
Yeah.
It's just a thought.
And one of the suppliers, it's coincidental, Ernie's not here, but Quantum Coatings out of St. Albert in Alberta, they sell a product that goes through a spray foam style machine, a proportioner, so 1-to-1, and they sell it, and it's everything from mining retaining ponds to municipal landfills, and it is way more money, but it's fast. It's a one big
You can
project.
spray on kind of deal.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can put on 50 mils thick, 100 mils thick, it's whatever the spec is by the engineer. And it's an interesting product. There's a couple like this, it's one that's called 1150D, but if you go to Quantum Coatings, they've got engineers that will spec the coating for whatever you're anticipating your ground condition plus your waste. And they're the only Canadian one I know of. There's gotta be more, but they're the ones I know of.
So then what I'm hearing is we would like to get some information on a fire truck for next meeting, to get a resolution so that we can submit a grant application for that, as well as some information on landfill, so that we could possibly submit that also.
A question, I guess, in that grant thing that you get there, that's probably a new truck versus a used truck, or did it specify?
Didn't specify.
Okay, was that something, I mean, that there's, because half of a new one would be a lot more than a whole used one, if you know what I mean by that? I guess that's for budgeting purposes, but not that I don't want a new truck, don't get me wrong. Hoping the Kelvin fire guys are listening. But I mean, it's just for, if it's say $700,000 for a new truck, and they're gonna give half of that, which is quickly, Carlos, how much? But then if we got to put up 325 as our half,
Right.
we can buy a really, really good used one for a little less than that even. So we just wondered, the question to be asked to the budget, or the grant people. So,
I think maybe we should present some options. So if we go down this path and buy a new one, this is how much it would cost. If we went down this path, this is how much it would cost, and then you guys can decide what path you want to take.
Okay. Okay.
All the options are then covered that way.
Yeah.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
there's really just gonna be new or used,
Really,
right, for
yeah.
options, and then I guess
The value of just the huge
the
kicker.
years of age of the truck
Well,
will,
the life of it too would be.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah, like a new one, or a kind of only used a little bit one,
Gently
or a
used.
very
Only
used one.
Yeah.
A gently used.
Well,
Yeah.
if you get a same idea as what we got, it would be perfect.
Actually, we were offered, our pumper tester guy offered us a similar deal for a similar truck for in that 90,000 range. I mean, gone through the whole spanger there. So, but if you jump from that to a new one at 700,000, it's that same truck.
That's a bit of a step.
It's a heck of a step, but I mean, it's
And it
sort of
does the same job.
does the same job.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
It gets us 10 years or 15 more current years, which is good for us.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's a lot of money difference. I mean, and the grant is a great idea, but if they will help us with the used one,
Yeah.
that's also
Better, yeah.
better, yeah.
Good, yeah.
No,
Gently used, that's the word for it.
gently used,
Jim.
gently used or used.
Yeah. Yeah, there's a difference.
Okay, that is it. November 8th, I'll try to maybe give you guys some information ahead of that meeting,
Yeah.
so you can review it.
So today you're gonna give this?
Yeah, today. And then the Spring Hill well, yes, if there's no more discussion on the grant.
No.
That's right at the hall.
Yeah. Yeah, so I don't know, I just
It's a
have.
pump house shack, isn't it?
Yeah, but it's long disconnected because it ran dry. So I wasn't sure if that should be a ward work request or what. So I guess I wanted more advice. Like, should that just be simply me putting it on paper, or is that something, because it's a community well, if it should be a motion?
There's no active well there,
No.
just a shack.
But it would need to be capped.
I think
Well,
watersheds offer a program on capping wells, because we've done a bit of that actually.
Yeah, I was just gonna suggest that.
Yeah, because it stops anything from filling too, but destroys the well and
And
caps it.
costs
Costs
that much.
Costs that much, yeah.
Yeah.
So you just have to contact watershed?
Well, yeah,
Yeah.
but it's only, I just,
Still gotta destruct that building.
do we need a resolution to allow you to contact
To get-
watershed to get it done? That's,
Or is that just a ward work request that I submit?
yeah.
To take the building down.
Because there's not much building left there.
We need
No, there's,
2 steps, contact watershed, get it capped, and then we can take the building down. But I think a ward, like, we can do it
Eaton
ourselves.
Fire Department needs some practice.
It's not
That's a great
very big.
idea, that's being banned.
It's garbage.
How big
Well, how
is
big
it?
is the
Not
building?
very big.
8 by 8, 10 by 10.
Not even.
So
Two
then
and
we
five.
can just smash it down, throw it in their truck and,
It's almost a full roof, like a, 5x5.
or dig a hole.
Could we do it
Never heard that.
control burn?
You can do a control burn there with your Eaton Fire Department. Eaton
There's
Fire can do a
power
control
line
burn
here.
for you.
Is there a power line
Yeah,
there?
but
You can think of
I'm
the
not-
one beside, popping
I
it.
don't know about this, the
I
safety
think,
part.
the
I think
nails
we
in the
could
ground.
just do it via ward work,
That's- yeah,
and then
Yeah.
we can do the legwork
So I
and then
think-
present back to you guys
Would
if
take
there's
much.
gonna be any money
Yeah.
associated.
Good idea.
Cause I could put a project plan together too and see, reach out to
Mhm.
Eden Fire Department, maybe Brian could scope it out, see if it's doable or not, and if not, then reach out to Public Works,
Then
we
Kelly
can
will
maybe
come
knock
do
it
it.
down.
Yeah.
I could do a project plan on that.
But it's, yeah, it's reasonable stuff.
Your town is easy, eh?
Oh, yeah. Burn your eyes, let people move up for sometimes where they burn.
Okay.
But just to make it
Because I
safe.
apologize, but I had 2 more things, is it okay?
Well, about that road signs,
Yeah.
yeah, we gotta bring that up. There was an accident, east of Petch, or west of Petches this morning, kid rolled the car. But the ambulance, the fire, everybody couldn't find him because the road sign was gone. They got the wrong location.
That is, where is east of Patches, sorry, I
You,
don't,
you know the time of that?
what ward?
Is it first thing this morning?
Early when I was coming in.
Right, Jeff?
Yeah, but when did this accident actually happen, you know?
No, I don't know.
Keep going up the road.
Because I'm sure that intersection, because I drove through that this morning,
Oh, did
that intersection.
That's 87.
And there was this on that corner.
That's
I
one.
forgot.
Oh,
That's
yeah, the
But it's
kids
over here.
pissing around.
Well, it's kind of odd, because I never see like, too many spin marks around, but there was on that intersection.
Yeah.
And I thought, what a place to be doing that. Well, this is it.
So right here.
And I never noticed anybody, it was dark.
So-
But
I was hoping there was no
They
big
called it
there.
in.
But for your emergency measures, you want them
3D,
signs marked up.
Yes.
But it's,
Yeah.
That's the only thing that, like, I don't know what happened there, but the emergency response got lost.
So-
Like road sign.
So there's
Where is
two-
it? 88 north and where?
Yeah.
And 92 west.
92.
But there's 2 things about that as well, because Steve Bogoski called me to mention it as well, is that coming off of Highway 5, all the south-facing road marker signs for Rosedale are bleached out. So unless you know what it's saying, it's hard to read it. So basically coming off of Highway 5, if you want to turn west, those things are bleached. The north sides of those signs are okay still, but the south sides are burnt.
They take the sunshine.
That'd be Parkland Highway should be doing that, shouldn't it?
Is that our
I
sign?
just question, it's our sign.
That's our signage, the north and west signs are our sign, the Rosedale's are municipal signs.
So there's a few, the corner posts are quite a few are down in that area, and then the turnoffs on the highway are hard to find and read, so it's just kind of a double whammy there.
So sorry to dig into the details, but the 88 north and the 92 west, both the signs are down?
Yeah.
Or the sign on the highway is down? Or the sign further
The actual
down?
crossroad where the accident happened,
Yeah.
there's no signage
There's
there at all
some signs
anymore.
there.
Because those signs have been knocked down a while ago. And then also on the highway, 105, the south sides are bleached to be unreadable, unless you're familiar with them.
And my next question is, do we mark every single mile road, or do we mark every mile, or every second mile?
Every mile. is a
Every mile
marker.
has markers?
Yeah, 80, 87, 86.
Signage one?
I thought it
The
was.
signage one?
No, further,
That's firefighters up for sure.
Oh, okay.
past Ron Patches.
Yeah, signage one.
East of Betches.
Yeah.
East of Patches, so that'd be Ronnie's,
Yeah.
A.B. Burton's.
Yeah.
There's
Sign.
a bluff of trees there, there used to be a house that was
Yeah,
moved
yeah,
over.
yeah.
Yeah.
Used to be signage this way.
Signage, yeah.
Well, that's too bad. Yeah, we'll fix it. That's the rate.
Yeah, I don't know.
Because even if one gets knocked down, you can see the next one, at least you know you've gone a mile too far,
Yeah,
or
yeah.
a mile not far enough, whichever, but.
True.
So how is council wanting to proceed with this? Are we wanting to get a project together? Are we wanting to get pricing on how much it's gonna cost to replace all of our signage? What would you like?
Those signs haven't been up that long.
No, that's what I was thinking. Should almost go back to.
Are
the
they still
original.
there? In the ditch? Wonder.
I don't know.
But the faded one should be go back to the manufacturer where you're like, holy moly, the road signs last 5 minutes.
I think we have to figure out which signs are missing first, so probably, just a suggestion only, is to have a public works firm go do a grid search in the area, mark all the signs down mile per mile. And then we know how many signs we need, which you can take a map, mark it, no sign, mark it, no sign, or sign. So then we know how many signs are actually missing.
Yeah.
Because otherwise, how are we gonna know we're just gonna guess, right?
Yeah.
So it actually has to be, unfortunately, part of the day or all day per ward, doing a grid on it to figure out how many signs are missing.
But, yeah,
And what signs need, how many signs are down,
yeah.
stop signs, yield signs, whatever it may be, and make a plan for us to make a, figure out where we're doing next.
Yeah, and this time of the year, some of those signs have probably been pulled out by very large farmers to get them around the signage so they could actually lay in the
Oh, of
ditch.
course, yes.
You know what I mean, so that public works folks could do.
But now is the
check.
time of year that that's in place
Yeah,
pre-winter.
but the faded sign scares me because that's, we just bought those like 4 years ago or 5 years ago, we installed whatever it is now, so.
$35,000 worth.
Yeah, so they should last for.
It should last longer than that.
I think that's what it costs to do your spell.
I've only been to
Yeah.
1 year rubber. I'm not
I
sure.
guess it was wrong.
Does anyone maybe know where we could have bought them from? Like, did we buy them local? Did we,
No, they didn't come local.
not local?
No.
Okay.
I think we have got some after local.
Mhm.
We should have maybe bought them all local. I think there was somebody pushing, some company.
Okay, I'll try to find out where we purchased them from.
In the archives.
Didn't that come just right here?
Would we know what
Our master or
date?
whatever?
Well, it's less than 6 years ago,
Sign
because
place or
when I was
master?
council, they were putting them up.
Yeah.
So less than 6 years.
Sign
ago.
place?
That's
Somebody
minor
that we-
history, but.
But that's, at
We
least
deal
it's
with
the,
normally.
Yeah,
Yeah.
where we get the stop signs and all that.
Yeah,
I'm sure it was.
Airmaster maybe?
Airmaster?
That sounds
That's what I
right.
thought it was Airmaster.
That sounds right.
Airmaster.
Is it Airmaster?
There is an Airmaster, yeah, there is an Airmaster.
Check with.
Check them,
Yeah,
okay.
please.
Yeah, must I think.
Yeah. We can, it's awesome if we have a vendor name, because it's very easy to find
Right, yeah. Root, or,
in our system, yeah.
I'm sure that's what they do.
Yeah, and then I guess we'll have to see how many,
yeah,
we
because
see how
numbers-
many are still good.
Yeah.
And if you get it before the next meeting, you can put it under this grant
Need to make a
application.
list.
Oh,
mark it down.
yes.
It's a big job to do though.
Oh, I know.
I'm not saying it is, yeah, but huge job.
I don't know, it's me, Jeff, but I like it, like 3 times in a row now.
But I would,
But it has to be something you're gonna buy anyway,
my
otherwise.
perspective is
Yeah,
this year.
you know what, it makes sense, because that's what scares me about the fire truck, you're committed anyway.
I was thinking, Melissa, maybe I was a little bit confused.
And I think there's more
Maybe the
signs.
35,000 was so.
Yeah.
Those other signs we put out.
Oh,
Yeah.
Oh, for the end of the lanes.
yeah,
Oh,
yeah. But that's okay, that's a bump in the road, Robert.
but that's, those are,
That-
we
they
put
were
a few of
very
those up
expensive,
recently as
but
well,
they
the
were
end of the
installed.
road. Yeah.
Right, you're right.
The other ones we installed ourselves.
Those,
Oh, did we?
the lane signs are much
With
more
those mile
visible.
markers?
Oh, right, because, yeah, our public works did that,
It's a
that's right.
significant difference.
Chris
Huh.
Luke
Well, those
was working
ones
for
were
us,
getting
and I
down
remember.
local.
Mm-hmm.
Well, it's good to know.
Yeah.
Yeah,
we're
well, you're right, we
getting
close
them
those
local
signs
now,
ourselves.
Yeah.
so I don't know.
Yeah, you might actually won't find the sign cost, but there, Robert said our public works put those signs up originally, so that would be in last.
Not a
Good
lot.
thing.
Wow.
Well,
Yeah.
no, Chris Lucan was working.
Oh, so it's that long ago already.
It's a
Okay.
while ago.
That's, so Chris Lucan, that's 8 years?
More and more.
Yeah.
So
It's
Is it
maybe it's
more?
Maybe it's more than
Chris
6.
been gone away.
So maybe they're like 10 years old.
Yeah, that's
that would make sense.
So maybe there are.
Yeah,
Time.
yeah.
That's scary.
He was one of the first guys after plumbing in.
Yeah.
Yeah, see it, yeah.
They'd be pushing 10.
Yeah, that's
I think so.
Not
It goes
gonna
by,
be
it goes by in the word, I'll tell you.
Yeah.
time goes.
Yeah.
Yeah, you like to, you're right, Dave.
Anything else to discuss? Go ahead.
You again.
The National Housing Strategy, so the federal government released a bunch more money, but one of the projects, and again, I only know press release level details, but I just wanted to bring it up, that one of the things that they're funding is if municipalities, like and rural municipalities, have pockets of unused developable land, like vacant lots in a place like Cal Waterfront or something like that, and nobody's taking them up, the federal government is offering some support for developers to purchase the vacant lots, package them together, and make things like seniors housing, row houses, fourplexes, single-family dwellings, that sort of thing. And it's designed for people like us in these communities where it's hard to get people to build in Kilburn because it's just far enough away from Equal, or Franklin, where it's just a siphoned out town in between two bigger towns. So it's just one of the things that they're funding, and it's I think it's interesting enough to actually follow up on, but I don't know if it's important enough to take away staff time on. So I was going to volunteer to do more work if people were interested, but otherwise I'll just kind of just be interested for my own sake. And the other one was the housing design catalog is coming out, and that's more of the federal funds that have been freed up. So in supposedly next month, I think, that the housing design catalog is coming out. It's got with engineered prints, and they're permit ready. But municipalities and towns and whatnot are supposed to be accepting of them. And the idea being you can get this, like it's like the Victory Homes back in the 50s, and then also back in the 60s, and CMHC put out their housing plans. And it was basically, you flip through the catalog, I like this one, you ordered the blueprints and the engineered stamped drawings, and you took that to your building office and said, here, this is what I'm doing, and you got your building permit. And it was rubber stamped because they're done. And that new package is coming out, and I would like us to coordinate with Jeff Rom to just rubber stamp those. Like if somebody wants to build one of those in the RM of Rosedale, then we'll agree to do it. And just kind of promote it a little bit more than anything, and just make sure there's not some gotcha that, again, I'm not an expert in the field, right? So if there's some gotcha that I'm not aware of, I'm sure he could bring it to our attention.
That's right, yeah.
Okay.
I'm done.
Can I
Yeah, something?
Yeah, I just saw it. I don't know why I don't know. MTS South on 95, the Mount Road, they put a cable, temporary cable, in the ditch probably, I don't know exactly. I'm gonna say 3 years ago. Yeah, it was supposed to be temporary. You know what that's like. Well, it's not his fault, but our mower guy obviously hit it, which is understandable, because it shouldn't be in the ditch. He's cutting grass, he shouldn't have to look for that. So I seen they were out there, was it last week? The week before, I guess it was now, maybe week before. And what did they do? They strung another one. Well, what's gonna happen? Same thing again.
Like more guys getting stressed.
Well, yeah, it's not, and it's not his,
No, it's
he's
not
doing
his
his job. He's doing his job.
Absolutely, yeah.
But they either put it on the fence line or somewhere where he's not gonna.
Yeah.
Because I know what's gonna happen again.
Oh,
It's a half a mile. Okay?
And they like never picked up the old one.
No.
They just leave it to.
And it's-
cell phone.
It's like bait.
It's probably, well, I wouldn't say that thick, but it's a pretty thick cable.
We can reach out to MTS.
Yeah, I was going to, but I figured I just, it's coming here today, I don't know if it's mentioned here. That's all I have now.
Yeah, I'll get the location from you, Ron, so I
Okay.
can give them a good
Yep.
understanding of what we're talking
Yeah.
about in that area.
Because yeah, that's not right. Just, I mean, you can't. I mean,
Temporary is temporary.
Well, the one I know for sure had to be 3 years ago, I'm thinking, and they put it in the ditch. I'm surprised he never hit it till now.
Yeah.
It was in the grass, I guess, but they just happened to catch
They
it the right
used to
way.
come around and wind them up.
Yeah, well, but they never fixed the problem to begin with, they just, that was the main line going through,
Yeah.
till that happened.
Okay, anything else?
Good.
All right, then we now adjourn this regular meeting at 2:15 to meet again for our regular meeting on November the 8th, 2024 at 10 a.m. Do I have a mover?
Yeah, so.
I'll definitely second it.
All in favor? Carried, thank you guys.